because there's not 16 teams in 2A, so they had the first round bye, but then lost to Grand in the second round, 7-4 to drop into this bracket. As far as the last games played for these two teams, for South Sevier, they beat PR1 15-0 on Tuesday. In that game for the Rams, Peyton Ingram was 3 for 3 at the plate, 2 runs scored, a double and a stolen base. Biggs Northrup was huge at the plate and on the mound. He went 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored, 5 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a stolen base. And then he got the win pitching-wise, going 4 innings, giving up no runs on 1 hit, 6 strikeouts to 0 base on balls for Northrup in the win for South Sevier. For San Juan, their last game was a win against Duchesne. 12-5 was the final in that one. Jayton Knight was 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Corbin Middleton was 1 for 4 with a run scored, 2 RBIs, and a home run. And Middleton also got the win on the mound, going 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, just 1 earned on 2 hits, 5 strikeouts to 3 base on balls. This is a South Sevier team that for the last 3 years, after winning it 3 years ago, they have been set as a team that's a favorite to win it. They've been to the last 3 state title games. They've lost both of the last 2 to Kanab, and then you got San Juan that comes in as the number 1 seed. And so 2 teams that both thought they had a great shot at being in the unbeaten games later today, but both coming into this game with 1 loss.
Yeah, I don't think either one of these teams, wanted to be here, but they find themselves here, and that's the thing they have to just realize is it is what it is, and we got to go out there and do our thing. One thing that was a little surprising to me, you talked about San Juan getting that win over Duchesne. Giles, right? Yeah. Everybody knows Kyson Giles at Duchesne. Really good pitcher, left-hander. Everybody thought he was out for the season, and I'm still not 100% how close he is to 100%.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not 100%.
Yeah, but pitched, and San Juan got the win over Duchesne with him on the mound. Yeah. So depending on whether he's 80% or back full strength or not, it goes to show you that this win over Duchesne for the San Juan team was a big win. South Sevier, like you said, they're probably favored in my mind, even though they're the number 5. San Juan comes in as the number 1. I think South Sevier has to be a little bit more on the favored side of winning this one in my mind, not according to maybe max preps or RPI and things like that. But nonetheless, San Juan's a really good baseball team.
Yes, they are. These 2 teams last played 2 years ago in the state tournament. South Sevier won that one 16-10. You and Willie were here on the call in that game. South Sevier didn't input any stats from that game, so we don't know what they did. But for San Juan, Brant Bethea was 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. Talon Mendoza 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. And Baylor Nilsson as a freshman threw 2 2/3 innings, giving up just 2 runs on 3 hits. Didn't have a strikeout and then had 3 walks in that game. But overall, these are 2 teams that have both been in this situation. These players have been in this situation. Both teams are loaded with seniors that have been here before lots of times. Of course, South Sevier's made the deeper runs than San Juan, but both teams are used to being in this state tournament.
They really are, and you talked about it. Both these 2 teams, lots of seniors. As we write down the lineup cards for both these 2 teams, it's names we've been saying for 3-4 years now, and I think it's going to come down to, and I mentioned, you got to have good, solid pitching and defense, but the teams that really come out and hit the baseball really make a difference when you start getting in the 1-loss bracket and you get on a big field like this here at BYU. A lot of these teams, they don't play on a real big field. Most of the high school fields aren't that big for the most part, and so now the gaps are bigger. You got to have good speed in the outfield to keep balls in front, things like that. So it'll be interesting. You should see a lot more base hits in my mind today.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how it plays out. You want to know how good, South Sevier's been so good the last really 10 years, right? A consistent team as one that could make a deep run. We haven't seen San Juan as much in that time, but since 2001, San Juan leads the series 25-18, and South Sevier's won the last 7.
Wow.
So that tells you how good San Juan was, especially in those early 2010s to the mid 2000s, or early 2000s to mid 2010s.
Yeah, I was going to say probably 2005 to 15 range, they were pretty solid. Really good teams down there, good tradition. But like you said, South Sevier of late, they own the wins when it comes to playing these 2 teams. And you look at last year, that score that you talked about, 16-10, that's a lot of runs in a baseball game.
Yeah.
So,
but what we're used to seeing at state tournaments late in the season, that was a Saturday.
Yeah, true.
That was a Saturday morning game.
Pitching's watered down, like you said, even Baylor Nelson freshman at that time. Mm-hmm. So you're going to see runs scored, but still right now this is a game that it might not be a high-scoring game because teams realize they got to win this one to go on, so they're going to go at each other with some good solid pitching.
Last time San Juan beat South Sevier was in 2019. Common opponents, South Sevier is 4-2 against common opponents. San Juan is 7-2. San Juan beat Duchesne 5 times, so that's 5 of the 7 wins was Duchesne. South Sevier also beat Duchesne once this season. South Sevier split with Enterprise in region play, losing 3-2, winning 2-1. San Juan lost to Enterprise 13-0. South Sevier split with Beaver, losing 9-4, winning 10-0. San Juan lost to Beaver 3-2, and then South Sevier beat North Sevier 25-5, while San Juan swept North Sevier in region play. The biggest thing to take away for me from this game is San Juan is 0-2 against 2A West competition. South Sevier 2-2 against those same 2A West teams.
Yeah, and I think everybody would agree that the 2A West was a much stronger top to bottom than the 2A East.
Especially those top 4 teams, and even Milford as the 5th team out of that one's been tough.
Yeah, and so I think you talk about teams battle tested, so to speak. Every game, there's something on the line. South Sevier probably comes in, and that's why I think they've got to be favored in my mind in this one today.
Let's look at the stats for these two teams. South Sevier comes in averaging 11 runs a game, giving up less than 3 on the season. San Juan is averaging 10 runs a game, giving up just less than 4.5. Batting average. South Sevier comes in with a 361 batting average and a 495 on base percentage. San Juan, a little higher batting average at 396, but a little lower on base at 485 than South Sevier. Pitching-wise, South Sevier with a 2.30 team ERA and a 915 fielding percentage. San Juan has a 3.30 team ERA and a 942 fielding percentage. The tell of the tape is these are 2 very good teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one stat of all those that sticks out in my mind is the 2.3 ERA for South Sevier coming in that really tough region. 3.3, that's good, but once again,
not the same.
The region was definitely not the same as far as the batters and the hitters and the lineups for those other teams.
Let's look at the leaders for these squads. For South Sevier, it's been Peyton Ingram for years, and it still is. He's hitting .465 on the season, 36 runs scored, 32 RBIs, 8 doubles, 5 triples, 5 home runs, and 9 stolen bases. Cameron Hesse having a great senior season, hitting .453, 28 runs scored, 24 RBIs, 7 doubles, and 5 stolen bases. And on the mound, the guy with the best ERA is the guy we're going to see this morning, Stockton Roberts, a 2.01 ERA and 24 1/3 innings. Not a strikeout guy, 16 strikeouts, but doesn't walk a lot either at 9 base on balls.
No, the thing that's impressed me about Stockton on the mound is he goes at the hitters, right? He gets ahead early in the count. He challenges the hitters. He hits his spots. He really locates his pitches very well. And that, sometimes it's not about the strikeouts. It's about throwing strikes. Defense is more involved sometimes, too. You can fall asleep when you got a guy out there just throwing darts and striking guys out, and then all of a sudden the ball's hit to you and you make a mistake. But Stockton Roberts has been really good on the mound. He like I say, throws a lot of strikes, but he hits his spots. He keeps his defense in the game, and he's a smart pitcher, right? Yeah. He really mixes up his counts when he needs to.
And the challenge for him is he's usually been a reliever. He's kind of followed Riker Freeman and Biggs Northrop with the games they've pitched. Today, though, he is getting the start on the mound. For San Juan, Brant Bethea hitting .489, 37 runs scored, 22 RBIs, 8 doubles, 4 triples, 4 home runs. If that wasn't enough, the dude has 30 stolen bases.
That's the one thing in my mind. South Sevier, you go back couple of years ago when they won it. They had a team that liked to run and steal bases, and they'd get a single and or a walk and turn it into a double or a triple. San Juan has some guys with speed. That's the one thing that South Sevier has to do is keep them off the base paths.
Yeah, and that's where, of course, a guy like Peyton Ingram's so good at behind the plate. Corbin Middleton, though, hitting .435 for the Broncos, 21 runs scored, 38 RBIs, 9 doubles, 2 triples, 5 home runs, and 2 stolen bases. And Jake Ivins on the mound. He's more of that reliever guy, too, kind of like Stockton Roberts. He's 3-0 this year with a 0.30 ERA in 23 innings, 25 strikeouts to 7 base on balls. He's not the guy we'll see today, but he's had a great season. You said South Sevier's favored in your mind, and by Max Preps. Max Preps has South Sevier favored by about 4 runs in this one over San Juan. Both these teams have won their last one, and the winner of this game moves on to play the loser of Enterprise Beaver. Those two teams will play later on today here at BYU. There's a look at your news and notes here inside the pregame show. We will take a quick break and come back with your coaches' comments next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
Alvey Lumber in Manti and Monroe continues to offer great deals on shed, carport, and garage packages. You buy it, and they will come and install it for you. This will be the easiest and best deal you will ever make. Alvey Lumber has lots of different types, sizes, and colors of shed, carport, and garage packages to fit your needs. For a free price quote and more information, stop by or call Alvey Lumber in Manti or Monroe, where the wood is good and so is the hardware.
Every morning when I walk in the door, I'm still at an awe. The quality of beef that we're harvesting here at Bar W, in my 40 years of experience, I have never seen beef after beef after beef of the extreme quality. Every single one of them that are coming through are top shelf.
The City of Monroe is proud to have its own power company and to support South Sevier athletics. Monroe City Power delivers nice, bright lights for every South Sevier athletic event at home. Having a public power company enables Monroe City to provide community improvements that could not be afforded otherwise, while keeping rates down at the same time. The City of Monroe and Monroe City Electric Department are proud of their South Sevier Rams and wish them well in all endeavors.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan. Oh, come on, ref! That's simple human sense.
Call Corey Sorensen in Richfield or Sina Rasmussen in Salina for Sorensen Levitt Insurance. Welcome back here to Miller Park at BYU as we get ready for 2A state tournament baseball action. Let's take a look now at our coaches' comments. We're joined now by Coach Eric Baker, the South Sevier Rams, the 2A state tournament going up against top-seeded San Juan in the one-loss bracket. Coach, first off, looking at your team coming off a 15-0 win over Parowan on Tuesday to get here today. Where do you feel like your guys' heads are at coming into this game here on a Thursday morning?
Well, if we'll stay where we were on Tuesday, we're in a good spot. But that's always a question when you come to these big tournaments and state and big moments, you know. The nice thing about these boys is they've been in this exact position before, so I think mentally we're in a good spot, I think.
And not only been in this position, as you mentioned earlier this week, that they were here last year playing in this game, but this is a group of seniors. Several of them were key players on your state championship run as freshmen, and so they've been not just in this game, but also in this atmosphere, this environment lots of times. How much does that help coming into this game?
Oh, it helps a lot. You know, we got 8 seniors, and all of them at some point have been huge contributors in the last 4 years. So, you know, they've been in this environment, they've been in those big moments, and if they'll play the way they're capable of, I think that those years leading into here are huge for what they're capable of doing.
Peyton Ingram and Cameron Hesse continue to lead the way for you at the plate this season. What are you seeing out of those guys?
Oh, same thing we've seen all year. Like they actually have a really good approach to their at-bats, and if that approach isn't working, they adjust. You know, so they're just calm. They know what balls they hit well. They know what balls they don't hit well, and they won't chase unless they have to. You know, if it's those pitchers counts, then they'll protect and fight off until they get the pitch they want, and then they drive it.
Anybody in your lineup you'd like to see kind of take a step forward today?
Oh, all of them. You know, state tournament, you hope that your team as a whole is trending up. You know, there's times throughout the season where one or two of them can carry you through a game. Tournament like this, you want them all hot. You want them all peaking at the right time. And Tuesday we're all hitting. So if we can stay there, you know, like all of them. If we're getting specific, that bottom half, if that bottom half will show up like they're capable, and we can go nine deep hitters, we'll be tough.
Looking at your opponent today, number 1 seeded San Juan. They lost a grand on Saturday. What do you know about them? What do you expect to see today?
They're good hitters. You know, I don't think that's been a secret all year long. You watch their numbers, you watch their games, you track their hitters. We just talked about going 9 deep. I think they are capable of going 9 deep, good hitters. So I expect them to show up, hit the ball, and keep doing what they've been doing all year.
When you look at your team pitching-wise, who are you going with in this game, and what do you want to see out of him?
We're going to go with Stockton Roberts to start, and it's just kind of what we talked about on Tuesday. We need him to throw strikes. We're in a position where we can't waste pitches. You know, we're not in that top end where we can maybe dance around some people. We have to be really efficient with our pitching, so we want them to go right at them, throw strikes, be efficient, and let our defense work. We have a really, really good defense, really solid top to bottom there. So if he'll just do his job and not walk people, because you can't defend those. So if he'll do his job, throw strikes, and be efficient, we'll be in a good spot.
Different scenario now from Tuesdays. You talked about kind of reserving pitching for this weekend. Now on a Thursday, what's the pitch count? You just ride him till he goes?
I think it's situational. I think anybody in the bottom end of this bracket, you got to win to stay in. So pitch counts, you get 110. And depending on the situation, depending on the game, that's going to dictate what we do pitch count wise. That's what we get. It's going to dictate where we go next and all sorts of things. So we are pretty deep pitching, which is kind of nice that we have a little bit of room to maneuver if we need to. But yeah, pitch count is dictated by situation for us today.
All right, Coach, what 2 or 3 things have to happen for your team to get the win?
We just talked about it. We got to let our defense work, so we got to play clean defense. We got to throw strikes. We got to run base as well. We're on a turf field, and so some of those balls, grass will slow down, won't slow down here. We've got to take good angles in the outfield and just be clean and just honestly just have fun. This is a group where I've seen them play tight, and when they play tight, that's not their best version. When they play loose and are having fun, they're a dangerous team.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck today.
Thanks.
Once again, Coach Eric Baker there, the South Sevier Rams here inside the pregame show. Nolan, as you got to hear his comments, your thoughts on what he had to say.
Well, I like what he said. He talked about Stockton Roberts just throwing strikes and letting his defense work. He talked about his defense and how good his defense is. Realizes that that's going to be the key for them. He talked about the lineup top to bottom needs to hit the ball, and I agree. You got to have guys that can step up, hit the ball, get on base. But really, I think he's relying on his defense to win this one.
We're going to continue with our coaches' comments before we take our next break and come back with the game. So let's continue now here inside our pregame show with our coaches' comments. We're joined now by Coach Jens Nielsen of the San Juan Broncos at the 2A baseball state tournament going up against South Sevier. Coach, first off, looking at your team, coming off a win over Duchesne earlier this week to get here to this point after losing on Saturday. Where do you feel like your guys' heads are at now coming into this game here today?
I feel pretty good. Our guys, this has been the strength of our team, is we've never really panicked. We had beat Grand 3 times during the season. We knew that they were a sleeper team and were going to be tough, and they played an excellent game. And I think more so at bats, we swung at pitches we shouldn't be swinging at and kind of lost it in that area. But their heads are good. It's a good solid core that they go and do. They're a good group, so we're not worried.
Everyone knows you're a great hitting team. Brant Bethea, Corbin Middleton kind of leading the way for you at the plate. What are you seeing out of those guys?
So Brant Bethea is just a menace, is what we call him. He's not a guy you want to get up to bat with. Doesn't matter how many strikes, 2 strikes, whatever. He's going to put the ball in play, and he's aggressive and just feisty on the base paths and up to bat. Corbin has been a really good surprise. I mean, not really a surprise. We've expected it all along, but he kind of struggled last year a little bit, and he had a mentality shift, and he just decided, I'm just going to go play, and I'm going to go enjoy it, and he's been a really good surprise. So he's a tough out as well.
Anybody else in your lineup you'd like to see kind of take a step forward today?
Sure. Yeah, Talon Mendoza is always a dangerous hitter up there. Cooper Palmer's dangerous and he's played pretty well, not to the best of what he has in the last 2 years, but he's one that can turn it on anytime. I think the bottom half of our lineup is where we need to see it turn on. We got some power down there with Brody Bilbo, and who's hit 4 home runs, but sometimes strikes out a little bit. So we'd like to see him put the ball in play, and he's got wheels. He can create havoc out there.
When you look at your opponent today in South Sevier, what do you know about them, and what are you expecting to see today?
I think they're pretty similar to us. They're big hitters. They're going to be swinging, and we know pitching depth that I don't know who they'll throw against us, but we know they've got some decent pitchers that will throw strikes. So we've got to be selective with what we swing at, but we know that we have the guys to do the job. So,
speaking of pitching, who are you going with in this game, and what do you want to see out of him?
Talon Mendoza's throwing for us. We want to see him work away off speed, especially to the main 4 or 5 hitters, and then don't leave anything up.
Anybody in their lineup you feel like you got to be careful with?
1 through 9, we know that they can hit. Freeman hasn't had the year hitting-wise he's had in the past either, but we know he's a dangerous hitter, and we got to be leery of him down at the bottom of the lineup.
Then when you look at your team pitching-wise, pitch count's obviously always a concern, especially as you come into this knowing you have to try to win 6 games in the next 3 days. So when you look at that, is there a pitch count you have on Mendoza today, or how do you want to manage that?
Nope, we got to go for the win. We've got depth pitching. That's been our strength. You know, I wouldn't say we have a lights out guy that's throwing upper 80s, low 90s, but we've got 6-7 guys that will come in and throw strikes. So pitching depth's not our concern. We're just going to get through and try to get this game.
And what 2 or 3 things have to happen today for your team to get the win?
It's the same message I've sent all season. Pitchers got to throw strikes, locate well. Players have to make routine plays, and hitters got to put the ball in play. Make the other team make mistakes.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck today.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
And we're back here at Brigham Young University's Miller Field as we get ready for the 2A baseball state tournament. And let's jump into our starting lineups. First up for the visiting number 5 seeded South Sevier Rams, here's Nolan Anderson.
Yeah, for the South Sevier Rams, head coach Eric Baker. Leading off, wearing number 7 in left field is Cannon Barney. Batting second, wearing number 6, the catcher Peyton Ingram. Batting third, number 18 in center field, Biggs Northrup. Batting fourth, wearing number 15, the third baseman Canyon Okerlund. Batting fifth, number 28 in right field, Cameron Hesse. Batting sixth, number 2, first baseman Jagger Red. Batting seventh, number 14 at second base, Brace Brindley. Batting eighth, wearing number 8 is the DH Riker Freeman. Batting ninth, wearing number 3, the shortstop Houston Blake, and wearing number 12, the pitcher Stockton Roberts.
There's our starters for the South Sevier Rams. We'll give you the San Juan Broncos as we get to the action here as well at Miller Field. On the mound, though, for the San Juan Broncos is Talon Mendoza facing the top of the South Sevier order. Cannon Barney, Peyton Ingram, and Biggs Northrup. If they get to the fourth batter, the cleanup hitter is Canyon Okerlund. The first pitch missed outside for ball 1. And again, I'll give you those San Juan starters after this one. Called strike 1 there to Barney. San Juan will lead it off with the catcher, number 6, Brenton Bethay, hitting in the 2-hole. The second baseman, number 35, Nash Young. Batting third is the pitcher, number 5, Talon Mendoza. The cleanup hitter is the first baseman, number 24, Cooper Palmer, as Barney fouls one off to the right side. side. Hitting at 5th is the left fielder number 13, Corbin Middleton. Batting 6th, the third baseman, number 3, Jake Ivins. Hitting at 7th, the center fielder, number 20, Brody Bilbo. Batting 8th is the DH, number 10, Brant Bingham. And rounding out the batting order is the right fielder, number 7, Jayton Knight. Playing shortstop, being DH'd for as number 1, Baylor Nilsson. Here's the 1-2 pitch now from Mendoza. Curveball for a called strike 3, ball in the dirt. Bethea will throw Barney out at first base for the first out of the inning as Barney goes down looking for out number 1.
That's exactly what Coach Nelson wanted to see, is Mendoza going to work on these South Sevier hitters, and he talked about it. We were wondering too, but the thing that has kind of been an Achilles heel for the South Sevier team is teams pitching them away and off speed, and Mendoza right there showing that he wanted to start away and off speed.
Peyton Ingram now stands in on the right side. First pitch misses for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 delivery from Mendoza. Stays outside for ball 2. Peyton Ingram, in my mind, one of the premier players in 2A, if not the premier player in 2A, and one of those that is really good at using the whole field as ball 3 misses outside.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, like you just said, ball 3 outside. He's also, one of the reasons he's such a good hitter is he has such a good eye being the catcher back there. He doesn't swing at bad pitches.
Next one catches the outside edge for a called strike 1. 3-1 hitters count now for Ingram as he stands back in on the right side. Mendoza working out of the windup. 3-1 delivery. Misses upstairs for ball 4, and Peyton Ingram draws the 1-out base on balls for South Sevier as he heads to first base.
And this is where San Juan, Coach Nelson talked about it, going at these hitters. They're a dangerous lineup 1 through 9, but you start getting too fine out there on the pitcher's mound and not going after them to some regards. You start putting guys on base, and it creates holes and gaps on the infield. Balls start finding base hits.
And again, elevates pitch count. I mean, that's a consistent concern is the pitch count, too. Ingram about a 2.5-step lead at first. Northrup squares the bunt, puts it back up to the middle to Mendoza off the mound. He fields it, throw to first is in time. They do move Ingram over to second base in the process, but Biggs Northrup getting a thumbs up from Coach Chappell on the first baseline, moving Peyton Ingram into scoring position.
Yeah, a little surprised, but I think Coach Baker right now realizes if we can get 1 run an inning, that might be enough in this game right here with the Roberts on the mound and their defense. So they're taking a chance there, trying to get Ingram into scoring position with Canyon Okerlund coming to the plate.
So a sacrifice bunt there for Biggs Northrup. 2 outs in the inning, runner on second for the Rams. At the plate, cleanup hitter Canyon Okerlund. First pitch swung on, foul to the right side, out of play for strike 1.
Well, we seen Canyon Okerlund last weekend when North Sevier looked like they might be 1 out from getting out of the first inning with no runs, and Canyon Okerlund hits a grand slam. So and we've seen him hit one here. I believe it was against Beaver a couple years ago. Took one down the left field line, so capable of getting a big hit.
Here's the 0-1 delivery from Mendoza. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 as that one drops off the table.
That was a really good-looking curveball from Mendoza. Now he's ahead in the count, and Okerlund's going to have to shorten up and try to put something in play.
Second baseman Nash Young is holding on Ingram at second, which opens up that 3-4 hole. Defense other than that playing pretty well straight up. Center fielder Bilbo is slightly towards right center. 0-2 pitch misses way outside for ball 1 and a 1-2 count. Good stop by Bethea behind the plate.
Yeah, one thing Ingram out there at second base too, he's got to really work on getting that good secondary lead so that anything hit, he can try to, even a bobble on an infield and a throw across, he might be able to score. Just get that good secondary.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball in the dirt. Blocked by Bethea. Picks it up. Throw to first is in time. And Okerlund will go down swinging for the third out of the inning. Second strikeout of the game for Talon Mendoza. South Sevier gets a runner on, but they do not score. No runs, no hits, and no errors. And 1 runner left on base through 1/2 inning of play. It is South Sevier 0, San Juan 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
Barrett's Foodtown has been your hometown grocer since 1935, earning your business every day with its fast, friendly, and convenient services. Barrett's meat department is second to none. You don't have to call someone out of the back room to get that special cut of meat you desire and deserve. You don't have to play card games or put up with troublesome gimmicks. You save money every time you shop Barrett's Foodtown. Barrett's Foodtown supports local schools and sporting events. Shop Barrett's Foodtown in Salina or click on barrettsfoodtown.com or follow Barrett's on Facebook.
Marijuana has a lot of names, and even more opinions about it. It's a gray area. And even though we don't know everything about it, we do know that the adolescent brain is still under construction until early adulthood. A developing brain's gray matter, the stuff that lets kids think, analyze, and create, can be impacted by misusing cannabis at a young age. So talk to your kids. Let them know that gray matters.
To learn more, visit graymatters.utah.gov.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit ipautah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
In the beginning, glass repair meant a long trip to the city. Inconvenient, but it got the job done. Then came the big chains, quick but costly. Then Clear Sight Glass Solutions rolled into town. For 15 years, they've been making your life easier with mobile and in-shop services. Because they're local, and they genuinely care about keeping you safe on the road. They even recalibrate for new models. Visit them on Main Street or at clearsightglasssolutions.com. Keep it clear, keep it local with Clear Sight Glass Solutions in Nephi.
Back here at Miller Field at Brigham Young University as we get ready for the bottom of the first inning. No score between South Sevier and San Juan. And San Juan brings the top of the order to the plate. Brenton Bethea, Nash Young, and Talon Mendoza. If they get to the 4th batter this inning, the cleanup hitter is Cooper Palmer. Stockton Roberts on the mound for South Sevier. First pitch on the inside half for a called strike 1 to Bethea. Nolan, we didn't get to your thoughts on what Coach Nilsson had to say coming into this game for San Juan.
One thing that I was, that I caught on as he was you were talking to him and interviewing him was just the confidence that he has in his lineup. He feels really good about his team and where they're at. They know they let one get away from him at Grand, but he feels really good about the situation, and that says a lot about a coach and his team.
Next pitch to Bethea is popped up into shallow left field, and Houston Blake at shortstop drifted back easily to reel that one in for out number 1. So 1 out in the inning, and now Nash Young, left-handed stick, comes to the plate for the Broncos. Roberts working out of the windup. First pitch, called strike 1. And this is exactly what Coach Baker wants to see out of Stockton Roberts. 3 pitches, 2 or 1 out, and 0-1 count.
And that's what you get. That's why his ERA is good. He throws strikes. He goes at the hitters. He lets his defense play behind him, and so far, gets that first batter out. That's huge.
Next pitch bounced right in front of home plate for ball 1, and a 1-1 count now to Young. Roberts out of the windup, 1-1 delivery. Miss low maybe on that one?
Yeah, I was going to say it was really close right there, but must have been just down.
Yeah, where we're elevated, it's hard to tell sometimes how high or low the pitches are. So 2-1 pitch now from Roberts. Swung on, ground ball to the right side, fielded at first base by Jagger Red, and he'll beat Young to the bag for out number 2. So a ground out to the first baseman for Nash Young for the second out of the inning.
A nice play right there, Red. He's been solid for the South Sevier team at first base. Does a really good job defensively. Not only just filled in his position like you saw right there, but there's been times when throws have maybe been up the line or high or even low, and he's had to stretch, but he does a really good job defensively for the Rams.
At the plate now for the Broncos, Talon Mendoza watches ball 1 go by high for a 1-0 count from Roberts. Mendoza on the season, is hitting .457. Next pitch, that one's on the outside half for a called strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, Roberts looks like he's in really good control out there on the mound. He's comfortable, he's working fast and doing a really nice job.
1-1 delivery. Swung on, ground ball to the left side. Blake backhands it short. Throw to first is in time for the 6-3 ground out and the 3rd out of the inning. As Roberts sits him down in order 1, 2, 3 they go. No runs and no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base through 1 inning of play. South Sevier 0, San Juan 0, the 2A state tournament on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports. Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded with a simple mission to shape the quality of life with a personalized touch. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they provide value beyond the project, creating places where people live, work, and thrive. For over 40 years, they've proudly served our communities, enhancing lives through their work. Join their team and become a dedicated community improvement leader. Whether you're an engineer or just love infrastructure, they invite you to seek a career with them. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
Jorgensen's Power Sports is your one-stop shop for all of your outdoor adventure needs. We carry a wide variety of ATVs, UTVs, RVs, firearms, outdoor accessories, and much more. Complete with both a service and warranty department. Check us out online at www.jhsport.com or give us a call at 435-896-6408.
Drive for a winning team. DP Curtis Trucking works hard to move America and get their drivers home on the weekend. DP Curtis hires reliable drivers with competitive starting pay and raises after 90 days. Employment options include insurance, 401k, paid vacation, and attainable bonuses, and more. Why would you drive for anyone else? Call DP Curtis Trucking for details, 435-893-2900. That's 435-893-2900, or click on dpcurtis.com.
We're back here at BYU as we go to the top of the second inning. No score between South Sevier and San Juan as the Rams bring the 5, 6, and 7 batters to the plate this inning. Cameron Hesse, Jagger Red, and Brace Brindley. If they get to the fourth batter, that'll be Riker Freeman. Talon Mendoza on the mound for San Juan. First pitch to Hesse. Check swing, foul ball for strike one. Here's the 0-1 delivery from Mendoza. Breaking ball. Misses inside, ball one.
Well, you can see right there, Hesse kind of just turns his body. Shows a really good sign of a hitter when they're not bailing out on that curveball. That was on the inside part of the plate, but he just stayed right in on it.
1-1 pitch. Fastball misses outside for ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike.
This is one thing, too, I think the South Sevier hitters can do is see a few pitches and be a little bit more patient. We saw 1 walk back to Ingram in that first inning.
2-1 to the top of the zone for a called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now for Cameron Hesse. Mendoza out of the windup, 2-2 delivery. Swung on, ground ball to the left side, picked up by the third baseman Ivins. Throw to first is in time for the 5-3 ground out and the first out of the inning.
You know, both coaches talked about their defense, and so far we're seeing really good defense. There's been some nice plays on both sides defensively.
Kind of an excuse me swing on that one from Cameron Hesse. He didn't really give it his all.
No, he didn't. It was, like you said, kind of that check swing, but with 2 strikes, he didn't want to leave anything up to the umpire. You put it in play, usually good things happen.
Jagger Red at the plate, watches ball 1 go by high. And you talk about this field, a turf field, you're going to get true hops, but different than what you're used to seeing on dirt and grass.
Yeah, and the ball gets to you a little bit quicker, too, sometimes, so you got to be aggressive. But like you said, the hops so far are true. You saw Houston Blake go to the backhand. You might not be able to do that on a regular field. And, right there, third baseman coming across, fielding it almost in front of the shortstop because he has the ability to just go chase it down.
Jagger Red at the plate has a 2-1 count. He'll stand back in on the right side. Mendoza looks towards the South Sevier dugout, works out of the windup. Bethea settles in behind the plate on the outside part. Next pitch to Red, misses outside, 4-3 and a 3-1 hitter's count.
Yeah, really good count right now for Red, and he's one that's a really patient hitter. Unless it's going to be perfect, I'll bet he's taken right here because he knows how important it is to get on base.
3-1 pitch misses high for ball 4, and Jagger Red will draw the 1-out base on balls. Same scenario as last inning. Brings Brace Brindley to the plate now for South Sevier.
Coach Nelson talked about Riker Freeman, who's on deck too, that maybe not hitting the ball as well as he did last year, but he's someone that they've seen hit the ball before, so they're going to be a little bit cautious when he comes up, but they got to first off see Brace Brindley.
Now Brindley stands in on the right side. First pitch swung on, fly ball into center field. Going back is Bilbo on a run, and that's over his head. It'll 2-hop the wall. Rounding third is Jagger Red. He's on his way home. Brindley heads to third. The throw home is offline, and Brace Brindley drives a triple to straightaway center field, and South Sevier strikes first.
Well, and give Brindley credit because you just walk Jagger Red, and what does he do? He comes in looking for 1 pitch, 1 zone, and he got it first pitch, and he got all of that one. That was a nice line shot into center field.
So Brindley with the RBI triple. Turns it over to Riker Freeman with 1 out and a runner on third. Mendoza out of the stretch. First pitch to Freeman, misses high and away, 4-1. One thing that I've liked about Freeman's approach at the plate this year, though, Nolan, is that he's traditionally been that pull guy, right? He's going to pull it. He's hit a lot to the other side of the field.
You know, he hit one down at Kanab, the third baseman, Kanab. It was Verosco made a heck of a play.
Ground ball at the middle, fielded by Nilsson. No play at home. Goes to first to get the out, but it's an RBI ground out for Riker Freeman. Make it 2-0 South Sevier. 2 outs, nobody on base now here in the top of the second inning.
That's a perfect example of what you were just talking, right? Which in this situation, it's fine. Runner at third, try to pull the ball, hit something in the outfield, you're scoring. But he drives that one right back up on the middle, but it is on the shortstop side and not able to make the play at home.
Brings Houston Blake to the plate. He watches strike one go by for the 0-1 count. Mendoza quickly out of the windup. 0-1 pitch, swung on, line drive back up the middle for a base hit from the number 9 hitter, Houston Blake for South Sevier. He turns it over to the top.
Did you see him too as he's running to first base?
He was excited.
He knows it's a base hit. I'm only going to first. He turns halfway down the line, looks to his team, which is in the first base dugout, turns, claps, gets him fired up, and that's what you felt like, and Coach Baker talked about too. He wanted to see 1 through 9 hitting the baseball.
That brings Ken and Barney to the plate now for South Sevier as he stands on the right side. Mendoza looks Blake back to the bag. Blake doesn't get much of a lead, about a step and a half is all. There's the first pitch to Barney. Misses upstairs, ball 1.
Well, and that's the difference right now, too. Mendoza's missing. His misses are bad enough that you don't even take a bad swing at him because they're all so high, and then he has to take something off his pitches to get him in for strikes.
1-0 pitch, line drive down the right field line, down for a base hit for Barney. Blake will go first to third on the play. Barney's chugging for second, nobody on the bag. He'll slide in safely with a double down the right field line. 2 runners in scoring position for Peyton Ingram with 2 outs.
Well, and I don't know if you're Coach Nelson for San Juan, if you can go much longer with Mendoza right now because he's got nothing that's filling the South Sevier lineup.
Do you have time called? I wonder how much time we take nowadays in baseball to take the oven mitts off or put them on and take the rest of the gear off.
Yeah. It's funny, I saw something, same thing on social media. You talk about oven mitts, right? One of the little kids, that was the picture, is he had an oven mitt on.
Peyton Ingram watches ball 1 go by for the 1-0 count. Defense playing straight up now on Ingram. Center fielder Bilbo right to straightaway center. Here's the 1-0 from Mendoza. Swung on ground ball back of the middle, fielded by Mendoza. Didn't realize he could just go to first. He was looking down the runner at third, but then finally turned and threw to first to get the out. A 1-3 ground out to end the inning, but South Sevier strikes first as they get 2 runs on 3 hits in the inning. No errors committed by San Juan, and 2 runners left on base. Through 1.5 innings of play, it is South Sevier 2, San Juan 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Riverton Chevy is more than just a dealership. For over 103 years, our family has proudly served this community because Utah is our home. Through our Everyday Champions program, we celebrate those who make our community stronger. Military, teachers, and first responders. Our local champions never pay for oil changes with the purchase of a new vehicle. Thank you for making Riverton Chevy your dealership for over a century. Visit us today in South Jordan or online at rivertonchevy.com. Still the Chevyweight champion.
Homes aren't one size fits all, so why should your home insurance be any different? Farmers Home Insurance Packages offer coverage options you can tailor to fit you. Discover straightforward home coverage options and more by calling Farmers Agent Dan and Gabe Cranny at 435-896-5453. That's Dan and Gabe Cranny at 435-896-5453.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state. Sanpete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West. Specializing in structural steel fabrication and assembly, Sanpete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hales Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. Sanpete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main Street. Call today at 800-261-1026. That's 800-261-1026. Or go to sanpetesteel.com.
Back here at BYU as we go to the bottom of the second inning with South Sevier leading San Juan 2-0 in this 2A state tournament elimination game. The Broncos bring the 4, 5, and 6 batters to the plate this inning. Cooper Palmer, Corbin Middleton, and Jake Ivins. If they get to the fourth batter, that's Brody Bilbo. Stockton Roberts on the mound for South Sevier. Had a 9-pitch first inning, and he currently has an 0-2 count on Cooper Palmer. Got him looking at the first one and then swinging a foul tip on the second one.
Palmer comes in with a .442 batting average, does have 4 home runs on the season.
Next pitch misses inside to Palmer for ball 1.
You got to kind of like that pitch right there from Roberts, getting him off the plate a little bit. Palmer didn't like it, but, as a pitcher, you got to command the zone right there, and you're in charge.
There's the 1-2 delivery from Roberts. That one bounces in front of the plate. For ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that one looked like Roberts tried to reach back and bring a little bit extra on that one, just left it short in front of the plate.
So a 2-2 count as Roberts resets on the mound. Palmer, left-handed batter for the Broncos, digs in. The 2-2. Just low for ball 3. Peyton Ingram tried to get the call behind the plate. Doesn't get it.
Yeah, I think Roberts really wanted that one too, but now he's going to have to challenge him. Palmer, the good hitter, batting in the left-hand side.
Here's the payoff pitch from Roberts to Palmer. Swung on. Ball hit into right field. That'll be a base hit for Cooper Palmer. First hit of the game for the Broncos as Cameron Hesse gets it in with a leadoff single for Palmer. It's a good way to respond after going down 2-0.
Yeah, it is. And then, it doesn't get any easier as you bring up Corbin Middleton. He's batting .435. He's got 5 home runs. Second leading in that category as far as home runs are concerned for this San Juan team.
Another left-handed batter for the Broncos, and Middleton has his foot right on the line. Close as he can get to the plate. First pitch swinging, high pop-up. Looks like it'll stay in the infield. Brindley drifts back slightly into the grass and makes the play for out number 1. So a P4 for Middleton, pop up to the second baseman for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, and I think he realizes Middleton, he just got a little bit under that, a little bit anxious, but a nice defense from Brindley to go back there and make that catch.
Brings Jake Ivins to the plate. As I said, both these teams are just full of hitters.
They are.
And Ivins hitting .349 on the year.
Mm-hmm.
So he stands it on the right side. Palmer about a step and a half, maybe 2-step lead over at first base as Roberts works in the stretch. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Well, and so far the difference really is Roberts has thrown more strikes than what Mendoza has for San Juan, and it's paid off.
Yeah, Palmer's the exception, obviously, where he got the full count before the single for Palmer. Roberts checks him at first. The 0-1 pitch swung on and fouled back out of play for strike 2, 0-2 count.
Well, and Roberts, too, has done a really good job of mixing up his pitches. Not as much, I guess, mixing up as fastball, curveball, things like that, but location. Inside, outside. And he's done a really good job of keeping the hitters off balance by moving it in, coming in under the hands if he needs to, but then going away.
1 out with 1 on here in the bottom of the second. 2-0 South Sevier leads San Juan. Broncos with the runner on first. Next pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen by Ivins as he battles to stay alive. Count remains 0-2.
And Ivins, the third baseman, where we saw him that last inning make a really nice play defensively. He's also got good speed, so he's one of those that, Palmer ahead of him, he's not going to be able to run a lot unless he hits something in the gap.
0-2. On the outside edge for a called strike 3, and Ivins will go down looking for the second out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Stockton Roberts.
Yeah, Ivins, I think, once again, give Roberts and Ingram credit back there because they're moving the pitches inside-outside, and I think he was looking for a pitch in and froze him on the outside corner.
Brings Brody Bilbo to the plate for the Broncos as he stands in on the right side. Palmer gets a little bigger lead at first. First pitch to Bilbo, way in front, strike 1.
Yeah, he totally front side came open right there, pulled his head out. He was looking for a pitch that he could drive into left field and just pulled off it.
So an 0-1 count for Bilbo. Defense playing him pretty well straight up. Shading the left field line a little bit is Barney in left. The 0-1 misses outside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, Roberts tried to move that one just a little bit more off the plate, see if he couldn't just get him to swing through that one again, where he really was trying to pull that first pitch, stay outside, get him to roll over something and ground out.
Roberts comes set, 1-1 delivery. Lost the handle on that one as that breaking ball misses up and in for ball 2. Way up and in.
Yeah, it did, and that's okay, though, if you're a pitcher, because now you can come back low and away, and Bilbo's not going to be as aggressive.
So a 2-1 count. 2 outs, runner on first here for San Juan. So Sevier leading 2-0. Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Coach Nielsen talking to Bilbo.
You can see, too, what he's telling him right there. You got to let that ball travel a little bit. You're trying to go out and get it out in front. Let that ball come in, travel, drive it back up the middle.
Deuce is wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. 2-2 pitch, swung on, line drive into center field, and Northrup is there. That carried further than he thought it was going to, but he makes the catch up above his head for out number 3. So an F8 for Brody Bilbo for the 3rd out of the inning. San Juan gets their first hit, but they leave him stranded. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base, and through 2 innings of play, it is South Sevier 2, San Juan 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
This is more than just a job. It's a culture, and it's how we do things here. Since 1932, our values of teamwork, accountability, and quality have driven us. There's nothing more precious than a human life, and we all honor that responsibility. We are standing ready for when you need us, to serve you with our hearts, our minds, and our experience, and most of all, human connections.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
We're right back to the action here at BYU. Biggs Northrup leads the inning off for South Sevier. First pitch swinging, and he drives a hard ground ball through the 5-6 hole for a leadoff single for the Rams. He'll be followed by Kenyon Okerlund hitting out of the cleanup spot, then Cameron Hesse. If South Sevier gets the 4th batter, that's Jagger Red. Talon Mendoza still on the mound for San Juan.
Yeah, and right now these South Sevier hitters are dialed in.
Next pitch is swung on, high pop up, and will get out of play. Buffet comes back to the screen, and it's well out of play for strike 1 to Kenyon Okerlund. Four different players have a hit now for South Sevier. We've also drawn a pair of walks from 2 other players. Runner takes off on the pitch and misses above the head of Okerlund, and easily taking second base is Biggs Northrup as he moves into scoring position.
Yeah, he had a pretty good lead. He got an extra step, and then that was the perfect pitch to go on, too. Even a perfect pitch for the catcher, they wouldn't have got him, but a good pitch to run on that pitch was up and in and away from Mendoza. Just didn't get it down where he needed to.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. On the outside edge for a called strike 2 to Okerlund. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Okerlund 0 for 1 of the game. He struck out swinging to end the first inning. Mendoza checks Northrup. Not as big of a lead at second base. Next pitch is swung on. Chopped foul to the left side as Okerlund battles. Got out in front of that breaking ball.
Yeah, just foul that one down the third baseline, like you said, out in front. Needs to stay in, let that ball travel a little bit too. Try to hit something middle right side, move Northrup if you can. With no outs, get him to third base.
Next pitch swung on, line drive into left field is down for a base hit. Northrup knew it immediately as he rounds third on his way home. And it's an RBI single for Canyon Okerlund. 3-0 South Sevier here in the top of the third.
Well, Coach Baker talked about it. This team's been here before. He felt really good about the mental state of this South Sevier team and his players. He felt confident in where they're at, and right now they seem to have that early momentum.
Cameron Hesse stands on the right side now for the Rams. Okerlund about a 2.5, 3-step lead. First pitch misses high to Hesse, ball one. So 7 different players have reached base now for South Sevier, and they're only on their second time through the lineup.
Yeah, they're, like I say, Mendoza right now, and they're going to call time and go talk to him.
That pitching coach comes out for the Broncos. So if you're the pitching coach here, what are you talking to Mendoza and your infield about at this point?
Well, I think a couple things with Mendoza from what I've seen so far. He's got to get ahead in the count, but at the same time, South Sevier's been first pitch swinging a couple times and really hit the ball hard. He's got to do a better job of locating that fastball, a lot like Stockton Roberts is doing it. They got to do better at moving it inside and outside. I think sometimes he's just bareback throwing it right down the middle. He's got to hit his spots better. And his curveball's really good when he gets ahead in the count. He got those early strikeouts back in the first inning. He got 2 of them because he did get ahead in the count, and then he threw that curveball down and was able to get strike 3.
Yeah, maybe the 2 hardest hit balls were on that first pitch. Yeah. Brindley to center field and Northrup.
Yeah, he's got to locate that first pitch for a strike, but hit a spot.
1-0 pitch to Hesse, misses outside, ball 2 and a hitter's count now for Cameron Hesse. Okerlund at first for South Sevier. Steps off the bag. Not as big of a lead as he was getting earlier. As Mendoza sets, he'll turn and look him back to the bag. There's the 2-0 delivery. That one's on the outside edge for a called strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, Coach Baker running through the signs right here, 2-1. Good opportunity for Hesse to maybe get the runner going there at first base.
Pretty good lead for Okerlund. Mendoza sets, Okerlund takes off. Next pitch misses low and away, double clutch by Bethea, and Okerlund still second base as he moves into scoring position, and it's now a 3-1 hitter's count for Cameron Hesse.
You know, we saw back in the first inning Biggs Northrup bunt, right? They lay down a bunt to move Ingram over. Well, now they got that 2-run lead, and we've already seen in this inning 2 stolen bases. It makes a difference when you're ahead. You can take more gambles like that, and right now it's paying off.
Hesse in on the right side. 3-0 South Sevier as Mendoza steps off to look Okerlund back to the bag. Mendoza sets in the stretch. 3-1 pitch to Hesse. Swing and a miss on the curveball. Strike 2.
That was a really good looking pitch, and it may have been ball 4, but 3-1 count. If you're Hesse, you're ready for that pitch, and he was, just missed it.
So counts full now as Mendoza sets the payoff pitch to Hesse. That one's about 8 feet in front of home plate for ball 4. And Cameron Hesse draws the base on balls. First 3 batters of the inning reach base, and Coach Nilsson's out of the dugout. Pitching change coming for San Juan. We'll take the break with him. 2 on for South Sevier, leading 3-0 here in the top of the third with no outs, and Jagger Red coming to the plate when we come back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
Alvey Lumber in Manti and Monroe continues to offer great deals on shed, carport, and garage packages. You buy it, and they will come and install it for you. This will be the easiest and best deal you will ever make. Alvey Lumber has lots of different types, sizes, and colors of shed, carport, and garage packages to fit your needs. For a free price quote and more information, stop by or call Alvey Lumber in Manti or Monroe, where the wood is good, and so is the hardware.
Heads up for the perfect solution to jumpstart your outdoor adventure. Whether you're tearing up the back roads or backcountry, driving the trails or highways of Utah, or making waves on the waterways with family or friends, it's high time you experience the unsurpassed excitement destination at the Jorgensen Auto Group. Jorgensen Chevrolet and Ephraim, Jorgensen Ford, and Jorgensen Power Sports in Richfield will make sure you're properly outfitted. That's Jorgensen Auto Group. Jorgensen Chevrolet Ephraim, Jorgensen Ford, Jorgensen Power Sports Richfield. Thrill seekers wanted.
We are all part of a team. Whether you are the quiet hero or the newest recruit, the steady anchor or the moral support, your team needs you to be at the top of your game. At Intermountain Health Sevier Valley Hospital, we want to be part of your team. Our health professionals and staff are waiting to serve you and your loved ones. Partner with us on your health and continue to be a game changer for your teammates.
We're back here at BYU's Miller Park. Robert Lovell with you alongside Nolan Anderson as the San Juan Broncos have made a pitching change. They'll just trade players. Baylor Nilsson comes in from shortstop. Mendoza replaces him at shortstop. So Baylor Nilsson now on the mound for San Juan. First batter he faces Jagger Red. And the first pitch misses low for ball one. As you look at Baylor Nilsson, he pitched really well against South Sevier 2 years ago as a freshman. And we'll see if he has the same magic here now. He comes into the season, though, with a 6.56 ERA.
Well, I think the one thing that you're probably going to see, with Nelson, you're going to see a lot more off-speed pitches than what we've seen from Mendoza. Someone that just comes in, keeps the ball down, throws strikes. But a good move in my mind for Coach Nelson to make a change right there as South Sevier was all over Mendoza.
Curveball missed high. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Stays up and in for ball three, and a 3-0 count now to Jagger Red. One run across in the inning for South Sevier, and then two runners still on base with no outs here in the top of the third. 3-0 South Sevier leads number one San Juan. Nielsen comes set from the stretch. 3-0 pitch to Red. That one caught the outside edge for a called strike one, to 3-1 hitters count.
Yeah, still no outs too, Robert. So looking to just get anything, get one out. South Sevier wanting to put up a big number here in this inning.
Runners take their lead. 3-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. Strike two for Jagger Red.
Yeah, and you can take a big hack right there on that 3-1 count. He was looking first for a specific pitch. He got it, but now you got to shorten up a little bit. You don't need the big hit in the gap, just a base hit.
Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike three, and Red will go down looking for the first out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Baylor Nilsson.
That's the difference, right? Nilsson can throw a curveball in a full count for a strike, and I don't think Red was expecting that curveball right there.
Yeah. So that brings Brace Brindley to the plate now for the Rams as he stands in on the right side. First pitch from Nilsson. Breaking ball on the inside half, strike one.
And that's the other thing. South Sevier's had some big hits on that first pitch fastball. Now he's going first pitch curveball, trying to keep these hitters guessing.
Runners again take their lead. There's the 0-1. Breaking ball again, swung on, line drive into center field, is down for a base hit. Rounding third and on his way home is Okerlund. The throw will be cut off. An RBI single for Brace Brindley, swinging a hot bat for South Sevier.
Yeah, he really is. And he saw first pitch curveball laid off it, got the exact same pitch, and he's doing a really good job of driving it right back up the middle into center field.
So Brindley 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. He stands at first. Hesse moved to second. And Riker Freeman now stands in on the left side for South Sevier. Defense playing the lefty pretty well straight up. Nilsson comes set from the stretch. First pitch, breaking ball misses in the dirt inside. Good stab by Bethea to hold the runners on ball one.
And the outfielders for the San Juan team, they've deepened up too. Yeah. They're playing pretty deep, so they're trying to keep the ball in front.
Yeah, Jayton Knight did back up there in right field as Freeman came to the plate. Power pole hitter, throw to second is not in time as Hesse dives back safely.
That was a really good throw and good spot, but just Hesse not with the big lead, so was able to get back easy.
1-0 count here to Freeman. Pitch from Nilsson on the inside edge, strike one.
Well, you see Palmer there at first base too. He's playing up on the grass right here. Maybe something hit hard. He can go to second, maybe back to him, try to get a double play, I guess.
1-1 delivery. Breaking ball got away from him high for ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out here in the top of the third. 4-0. South Sevier leads San Juan in this 2-way elimination game. Rams have 2 runners on with that 1 out. Baylor Nilsson comes set from the stretch. Here's the 2-1 to Freeman. Swung on, chopper to the right side. Fielded at second by Young. Just has the play at first for out number 2. Both runners move up into scoring position on the play as Riker Freeman hits into the 4-3 ground out.
Yeah, and that ball just wasn't hit hard enough, which is perfect if you're Coach Eric Baker and the South Sevier Rams, because like you said, Robert, both runners able to move up. If that ball was hit harder, there would have been a chance at second for sure, and then maybe back to first base for the double play, but not hit hard enough.
Brings Houston Blake to the plate now for South Sevier. First pitch. This is way inside. Another good stop by Bethea behind the plate, as that prevented a run from coming home.
Yeah, it absolutely did, and I'm surprised that Blake was able to dance around that one and get out of the way. I thought he was going to get hit by the pitch.
And getting hit in the foot never feels good.
No.
So there's the 1-0 delivery from Nielsen, working out of the windup now. That one misses up for ball 2 and a 2-0 hitter's count to Houston Blake. Blake's 1 for 1. He drove a single into center field at last inning.
Yeah, you talk about people hitting hot bats, or swinging a hot bat. He's swinging one, and you do have first base open, but then you get right back to the top of the order. Canna Barney, who hit a double.
2-0 hit foul down the right field line into the bullpen for strike 1 to Blake. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 runs across in the inning for South Sevier. They still have 2 runners on with 2 outs. Houston Blake at the plate with the 2-1 count. Pitch from Nielsen. Breaking ball, swung on, chopped to the left side, and that's going to go foul. Strike 2.
Yeah, Bethea up out of his catcher stance right there, hurrying, tracking that one down, making sure that he got it foul. And that's one thing we talked about, too. On this turf, you're not going to get any bad hops. Probably more than likely it wasn't going to ever end up fair, but He did a good job of just hustling and making that play.
I like Houston Blake, though. He was almost a first before the ball came down. He wasn't going to risk it. 2-2 count now, though. Here's the pitch from Nielsen. Swung on, slow ground ball to the left side. Charging is Mendoza. Fields it at short. Throw to first is in time for the 6-3 ground out, and the third out of the inning. Just beat Houston Blake by half a step. But South Sevier adds to the lead as they get 2 runs on 3 hits in the inning. No errors committed by San Juan, and 2 runners left on base through 2.5 innings of play. South Sevier 4, San Juan 0. The 2A state tournament on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
The City of Monroe is proud to have its own power company and to support South Sevier athletics. Monroe City Power delivers nice, bright lights for every South Sevier athletic event at home. Having a public power company enables Monroe City to provide community improvements that could not be afforded otherwise, while keeping rates down at the same time. The City of Monroe and Monroe City Electric Department are proud of their South Sevier Rams and wish them well in all endeavors.
Jorgensen's Power Sports is your one-stop shop for all of your outdoor adventure needs. We carry a wide variety of ATVs, UTVs, RVs, firearms, outdoor accessories, and much more. Complete with both a service and warranty department. Check us out online at www.jhsport.com or give us a call at 435-896-6408.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Call Corey Sorensen in Richfield or Cena Rasmussen in Salina for Sorensen Levitt Insurance. Here in Provo, as we go to the bottom of the third inning with South Sevier leading at number 1 San Juan 4-0 in this 2A baseball elimination game. The Broncos bring the 8, 9, and 1 batters to the plate this inning. First pitch swinging is Brant Bingham. Fly ball into left. Cannon Barney moves over and makes the play for out number 1. So an F7 for Bingham for the first out of the inning. He's followed by Jayton Knight and then Bratton Bethea at the top of the order. If they get to the 4th batter this inning, that's Nash Young. Stockton Roberts still working on the mound for South Sevier.
Yeah, and he's doing a really nice job right there. 1 pitch, 1 out. Only give up the 1 hit so far. Throwing a lot of strikes, letting his defense work. We talked about it. He's not a big strikeout pitcher. He does have 1.
First pitch now to Knight. Big swing and a miss on the breaking ball for strike 1. Over the top. Knight stands back in on the right side. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Over the top of that one.
Yeah, right now Roberts, and we've talked about this too throughout this game already, Still only in the bottom of the third, but he's just working quick, really comfortable on the mound.
0-2 on the outside edge for a called strike 3, and Jayton Knight will go down looking for the second out of the inning and the second strikeout of the game for Stockton Roberts. Knight had some words to say to home plate umpire after that one.
And I don't know why, because that was a really good pitch, and Roberts just had him fooled.
So 2 outs in the inning. Brant Bethea at the top of the order comes to the plate now for San Juan as he stands in on the right side. First pitch from Roberts, misses away, ball 1.
One of his rare misses.
Yeah.
You know, you love the pitcher that just goes out there and throws strikes.
Here's the 1-0 delivery. Swung on, line drive into left field, is down for a base hit. Second hit of the game for the Broncos as Bethea rounds first and will hold there with a 2-out single.
You talked about Bethea, 30 stolen bases.
Yeah.
You know, Roberts can have to be quick to home, especially with the left-handed batter. You're down 4-0, but as much as he likes to run, Coach Nelson's probably give him the green light whenever he wants.
Nash Young stands on the left side here for the Broncos. First pitch on the outside half, strike 1.
And did you see Roberts too?
Quick
Nice.
movement.
Yeah, it was a nice slide step. Didn't give Bethea a chance. Bethea was still trying to get his lead.
Roberts out of the stretch. Bethea takes about a 2.5-step lead. As Roberts sets, he adds to it, throws to first. Not in time as he dives back safely.
South Sevier's well aware of his speed, keeping him close. That gives Ingram a chance if he wants to go to try to throw him out.
Pretty good lead at first again by Bethea, about a 2.5-step lead. Next pitch swung on, fly ball into left field. Barney holding, now drifts back about 2 steps and reels it in for out number 3 at F7 for Nash Young. Fly out to left for the third out of the inning. San Juan gets a hit, but they do not score. No runs on 1 hit, no errors committed by South Sevier, and 1 runner left on base through 3 complete. It is South Sevier 4, San Juan 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
At Manti Family Dental, we're not just fixing teeth, we're crafting smiles with a hometown touch. Our comprehensive care from crowns to Invisalign allows us to treat the young and the young at heart. Manti Family Dental is veteran-owned and backed by Dr. Carlisle's 13 years of expertise and a heart for Manti's community.
I'm Dr. Carlisle. My wife and I chose to raise our family where roots run deep. Here, every patient is treated like a neighbor. Whether it's IV sedation to remove your wisdom teeth or getting an implant to replace a missing tooth, we ensure your dental health is in caring hands.
So give us a call to schedule a visit and discover the difference at Manti Family Dental.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
All right, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Back here at BYU's Miller Park as we go to the top of the 4th inning with South Sevier leading San Juan 4-0 in this 2A state baseball elimination game. And the Rams bring the top of the order to the plate. Cannon Barney, Peyton Ingram, and Biggs Northrup. If they get to the 4th batter, the cleanup hitter is Kenyon Okerlund. Baylor Nilsson on the mound for San Juan. Missed high on the first one to Barney. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Stays upstairs for ball 2.
Yeah, Cannon Barney, you know, back in the first inning, struck out swinging, but then a big double back in the second.
8 different batters have reached base for South Sevier, and the one that hasn't has an RBI.
Yeah.
2-0 pitch. That one's in there for a called strike 1.
That was a curveball that time from Nelson. Had really good movement on it.
So 2 balls, 1 strike. Nielsen out of the windup. 2-1 pitch, swung on, a line drive into left center field is going to get down for a base hit. That one's going to roll all the way near the wall. Off the wall it goes. Barney rounds second. He's on his way to third. Bilbo up throwing, and Barney will slide in head first safely with a leadoff triple for the Rams.
Barney just good piece of hit, and I think you go back to that first inning when he got the strikeout, he realized he's a better hitter than that, batting in the leadoff spot for this South Sevier team, and he gets a double, now a triple, and he's using the whole field, right? The double was down the right field line, that triple now in the left center field, doing a really nice job of hitting the ball where it's pitched.
Brings Peyton Ingram to the plate. He stands in on the right side. First pitch from Nielsen. Breaking ball misses low and away, ball 1.
We talked about Ingram, too, batting in the second spot. He does a really good job of seeing a lot of pitches, right? He's really patient, gets his.
Next pitch up and away, ball 2. Hitters count now for Peyton Ingram. No outs here in the top of the 4th. 4-0 South Sevier leads. The runner on third. Here's the 2-0 to Ingram. Swung on, a line drive into center field, moving over is Bilbo, and makes the catch on the run. Really nice catch from Bilbo, but Ingram will bring in a run on the RBI fly out to center field. 5-0 South Sevier as Barney scores from third.
And that's what you want to do. Got a runner at third base. Your job's to score him. Doesn't have to be a base hit. Get something in the outfield, and he hits that deep fly ball, does exactly what he needs to, and tagging up, coming home is Cannon Barney.
So 1 out in the inning, nobody on base now with 1 run across as Biggs Northrup stands in on the right side. First pitch from Nielsen, right down the middle, strike 1.
Biggs is another one. Just had a hit, got a stolen base, and a run scored back in the third.
The 0-1. Thought about it, held off, watches ball 1 go by outside. Brent Bethea tried to hold the frame job, but doesn't get the call.
No, this is when Biggs Northrup's really good, is when he's patient and seeing a few pitches.
The 1-1. Swung on, hard ground ball. Diving stop at third by Ivins. To his feet, the throw to first in time. Great play by Jake Ivins as Northrup grounds out to third for the second out of the inning.
Well, we talked about some flashing of leather out there, and right there you saw it with Ivins. Both these two coaches talked about their defense. That's the reason they're where they're at in the RPI and in this tournament, because they do have really good defense, and that's as good a play as you're going to see.
That'll bring to the plate Kenyon Okerlund for South Sevier. 2 outs, nobody on as he watches strike 1 on the outside half, as we've seen Nelson continue to go with the breaking ball on the first pitch.
Yeah, which is smart. I think that's something they talked about. We got to try to slow these hitters of South Sevier down, throw more off-speed pitches.
Next one misses upstairs for ball 1 to Okerlund. Okerlund had an RBI single into left center field in his last at-bat. Came around to score. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, ground ball to the left side, fielded by Ivins behind the bag, throw to first in time for the 5-3 ground out and the third out of the inning. But South Sevier adds their lead as they get 1 run on 1 hit. No errors committed by San Juan and no runners left on base through 3.5 innings of play. We're halfway home and it's South Sevier 5, San Juan 0. The 2A state tournament on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
As a urologist, my job includes treating kidney stones, diagnosing, treating prostate cancer, and other disorders of the urinary system. Here at CVMC, specialists and primary care physicians all work very closely together.
As a family physician, being able to have continuity of care and direct relationships with our specialists is something we're very fortunate to have here.
I'm Dr. David Sewell, board-certified urologist. I'm proud to provide state-of-the-art care here at Central Valley Medical Center.
Basin Machinery takes vertical tillage to the max with the Turbo Max from Great Plains. With its hydraulically adjustable gang angle, the Turbo Max gives you lots of options. In the fall, you can run the machine at an angle to bury more residue. And in the spring, you can run it straight to create an excellent vertically tilled seed bed, all to help you achieve the best yields. Call Mason Machinery in Springville and Aurora today to see what the Turbo Max can do for you. Mason Machinery in Great Plains. Harvest starts here.
Marijuana has a lot of names, and even more opinions about it. It's a gray area. And even though we don't know everything about it, we do know that the adolescent brain is still under construction until early adulthood. A developing brain's gray matter, the stuff that lets kids think, analyze, and create, can be impacted by misusing cannabis at a young age. So talk to your kids. Let them know that gray matters.
To learn more, visit graymatters.utah.gov.
Back here at BYU as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning in a 5-0 ball game. South Sevier leading number 1 San Juan. Broncos, though, bring the 3, 4, and 5 batters to the plate this inning. Kellen Mendoza, Cooper Palmer, and Corbin Middleton. And if they get to the fourth batter, that'll be Jake Ivins. Stockton Roberts dealing on the mound for South Sevier, has an early 1-1 count on Mendoza. He stands it on the right side. Roberts working out of the windup. 1-1 up, breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 2.
One thing Coach Baker talked about in the pregame when you interviewed him, Robert, was being efficient, not wasting pitches, and so far that's been the key word for Stockton Roberts, efficient.
The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Mendoza will go down swinging for the first out of the inning, third strikeout of the game for Stockton Roberts. No, he's only gone to a 3-ball count once, did not end up walking the batter, he got a hit, but the 2-ball count, he's also only been there twice.
Yeah. So I say, you can't, efficient. What else do you say other than he's doing a really nice job and exactly what Coach Baker and the South Sevier team needed out of him as their starting pitcher.
First pitch to Cooper Palmer right down the middle, strike 1.
Well, these San Juan hitters, too, they're seeing first pitch strike, and Roberts just continues to stay ahead, keeps them off balance by moving it inside and outside.
0-1 pitch misses a little low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Talking to Coach Nielsen before the game, I said, I assume you guys came up last night, which they did. They said they came up pretty early, got a little practice in, and as Roberts misses low and in on that one to Palmer. Palmer is the one he had the 3-ball count on as he goes 2-1 on him now. But they've got some relative that's part of the BYU basketball coaching staff, so Trevin Nell gave him the pregame talk last night.
Oh, really?
Basketball player for BYU as Palmer flies one into shallow right field. Brindley at second base drifts back, and he will make the play. But again, that one carried further than he was expecting it to and had to catch it kind of backward behind him for out number 2.
Yeah, really nice job just battling that one and making that catch. And Roberts quickly 2 outs here, sitting him down in order so far.
Brings Corbin Middleton to the plate. Middleton, he's got the toes almost to the front of the line closest to the home plate in the box. First pitch swinging, blooper to the left side. Blake charging. Roberts fields it behind the mound and doesn't have time for a throw, so it's an infield bloop single for Corbin Middleton with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, and Roberts, I think it would have been a close play. I do think he made the right decision by not throwing that one. And he recognized that it's going to be probably a bang-bang or even Middleton's going to be across the bag and safe. So rather than try to throw something and maybe throw it away and get him into scoring position, just wisely eats that one. And still 2 outs now, runner at first, but nobody's in scoring position.
Brings Jake Ivins to the plate now for San Juan. First pitch from Roberts. Fastball, strike 1. Ivins 0 for 1 in the game, struck out looking in the 2nd inning. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th, with runner on first. The 0-1 pitch, just a bit low for ball 1. And that pitch is, it's barely low.
Yeah,
he's not missing by
you know
much.
what? And if you're going to miss, though, that's where you want to miss. So, rather than try to adjust and start missing up in the zone where the San Juan team can really get a bat on it, you keep it down there, make them go get it.
1-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Pulled the string on him.
Yeah, Roberts just in his zone, doing a nice job defensively. They're making plays behind him, too.
So 1-2 count. Runner on first here for the Broncos with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. 5-0 South Sevier leads. The 1-2 from Roberts. Swung on, fly ball into left center field. Northrup going to come in and fill that one off the bounce as it's a back-to-back singles for San Juan. And now for the first time today, they have the runner in scoring position.
Yeah, still nothing hurt right there. And Northrup was playing fairly deep. That's a base hit regardless of even him playing even more shallow than maybe what someone would expect as he's out there on that Y logo right now. But came in, kept it in front, no place. San Juan just going station to station.
Brings Brody Bilbo to the plate now for the Broncos. Coach Nelson did come down the line to visit with him before he steps into the box. Roberts takes the mound. Runners on first and second now for San Juan. 2 outs. An infield single and a single into center field. First pitch swinging, ground ball fouled on the third baseline for Bilbo for strike 1.
Yeah, Bilbo has a .306 batting average. Flew out to center field, but right now infield-wise, South Sevier can just fill it, step on a bag, or, any base they've got a force out.
Roberts comes set from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Yeah, really good pitch right there. Looked like a little bit of an off-speed pitch that had a little late break to it, and Bilbo swings right over the top.
So an 0-2 count now to Bilbo. Middleton at second, Ivans at first here for the Broncos with 2 outs, looking for their first run of the game. Down 5-0 to South Sevier, bottom 4. The 0-2 from Roberts. Right down the middle for a called strike 3, and Bilbo will go down looking for the 3rd out of the inning, 4th strikeout of the game for Stockton Roberts as the Broncos threaten, but they do not score. No runs on 2 hits, no errors committed by the Rams, and 2 runners left on base through 4 complete. South Sevier 5, San Juan 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Mountain Land Supply of Richfield is your local employee-owned and operated solution for plumbing, heating, and cooling, waterworks, agricultural irrigation, landscaping irrigation, power equipment, pumps, tools, and safety. Discover the difference a knowledgeable and friendly staff can make for you. With thousands of products and brands you know and trust, Mountain Land Supply has what you need when you need it. Call, click, or come into Mountain Land Supply of Richfield and let us help you move mountains.
Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded with a simple mission to shape the quality of life with a personalized touch. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they provide value beyond the project, creating places where people live, work, and thrive. For over 40 years, they've proudly served our communities, enhancing lives through their work. Join their team and become a dedicated community improvement leader. Whether you're an engineer or just love infrastructure, they invite you to seek a career with them. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
To the top of the 5th inning we go here at BYU. Cameron Hesse leading the inning off for South Sevier. Swing and misses twice as he has an 0-2 count against Baylor Nilsson. He'll be followed by Jagger Red, then Brace Brindley. 4th batter this inning, if they get there, is Riker Freeman. The 0-2 pitch from Nilsson misses way outside for ball 1 and a 1-2 count.
Hesse still looking for his first hit. Grounded out to third and then had a walk. Made it around to third base before he was stranded there.
1-2 in the dirt outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, we've reached the game changer generation, Nolan, as everything's done on game changer, right? Which is really nice for all of us that can't be there and be able to have that as the 2-2 pitch comes. Curveball swung on high, fly ball into shallow center field. Coming in hard is Bilbo. Going out is Young at second base. He'll call for it and make the play for out number 1, P4 for Cameron Hesse. Pop up for the second baseman for out first out of the inning. But I was doing the South Sevier game on Tuesday, broadcasting that one against Parowan, and doing my book like I have here, and had a player that was running the scoreboard for South Sevier say, "What are you writing?" And so there you go. That's where we're at.
Yeah,
scorebooks are no longer known.
Do everything with a computer, right? Or an app, or
that's right,
a program. So if you're looking for a future, get into computer programming.
Jagger Red at the plate for South Sevier. Watch ball 1 go by. Swing and misses on the second pitch for strike 1 and a 1-1 count. Of course, I'm one of those nerds that still likes to do it at Major League games, too. Next pitch, swing and a miss. And just threw the bat out there to Jagger Red on that.
If you're the one doing it because you learned the game. It's just like, I remember as a young player here, you're doing the book. Well, you better figure out how to do the book, right? And then you start learning the game and understanding, and it makes you all around a better baseball player.
1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2-2 count. Jagger Red did foul out the previous one, so this will be pitch number 6 of the at-bat to Red. 1 out in the inning, nobody on base here in the top of the 5th, 5-0 South Sevier. The 2-2, way outside for ball 3 and a full count. That's the first one that's gotten by Bethea, and he still almost got to that one.
Yeah, and Red sometimes sees too many pitches that it gets him in trouble. He drew a walk, and then he got caught looking on strike 3. He's going to be ready here on this full count.
Now, this is his third at bat with 3 balls.
Yeah.
Second straight full count at bat. Here's the payoff pitch from Nielsen to Red. Swung on, fouls it back to the screen as he battles.
Well, and his dad's a San Juan Bronco.
Yes, he is. Javelin Red. Count remains full. Nielsen out of the windup. The payoff pitch. In there for a called strike 3 at the top of the zone as Red goes down looking for the second out of the inning, second strikeout of the game for Baylor Nielsen.
Yeah, I think he felt like that one was just a little bit up and out of the zone, but nonetheless, that's out number 2.
Nielsen trying to set down South Sevier in order for the first time today as Brace Brindley stands in on the right side, swinging a hot bat. First pitch swinging. He pops this one up in the infield. Palmer calls for it at first base, works his way in, and makes the play for out number 3, a P3 for Brindley. Pop up to the first baseman for the third out of the inning as Nielsen sits him down in order. 1, 2, 3 they go. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base through 4.5 innings of play. It is South Sevier 5, San Juan 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
Jorgensen's Power Sports is your one-stop shop for all of your outdoor adventure needs. We carry a wide variety of ATVs, UTVs, RVs, firearms, outdoor accessories, and much more. Complete with both a service and warranty department. Check us out online at www.jhsport.com or give us a call at 435-896-6408.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Riverton Chevy is more than just a dealership. For over 103 years, our family has proudly served this community because Utah is our home. Through our Everyday Champions program, we celebrate those who make our community stronger. Military, teachers, and first responders, our local champions never pay for oil changes with the purchase of a new vehicle. Thank you for making Riverton Chevy your dealership for over a century. Visit us today in South Jordan or online at rivertonchevy.com. Still the Chevyweight champion.
Yeah, Coach, as we welcome you back here to BYU, we got a new pitcher here for South Sevier as Brace Brindley takes over on the mound. We were just talking there as you heard us, Coach Baker has come down because the home plate umpire had given the number of pitches left, and it was only like 3 pitches that Brindley threw. I don't think he realized there was a pitching change, and Coach Baker was trying to get some more pitches, but Brindley says, I'm ready to go.
So, even at that, though, even if it's Roberts, he should get, I think it's 8.
I think they've moved it to 5.
5 in between. 8 in between, but 8 to a new pitcher, right?
Yes. Yeah. And a quick 2-0 count, though, from Brindley as he faces the 8-9-1 batters this inning for San Juan. Brant Bingham, Jayton Knight, and Brant Bethea. They get to the fourth batter. That's Nash Young. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Brindley. That one's in there for a called strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. So we talked about this as a possibility with Coach Baker in the pregame. He said it would be situational, and he feels like the 5-run advantage right now allows them to make a change here, even though Stockton Roberts was throwing lights out for the Rams.
Yeah, it really was. Only give up the 4 hits through the 4 innings, but Brindley right there, nice curveball, and yeah, 5-0 lead. Feels like you can save Roberts and still get what you need to out of Brindley. Go get this win.
2-2 curveball, swung on and just got a piece of it, did Bingham to stay alive. Brindley 2 years ago was one of their main pitchers as a sophomore, had an elbow injury, and then just never quite got back to where he once was. He's only thrown 9 1/3 innings this year, but a 1.50 ERA in that time. 2-2 pitch. That one will miss outside for ball 3 and a full count now to Bingham as they do send Jax Christiansen down to the bullpen, does Coach Baker. Left-handed throwing junior.
Well, and he talked about that, like you said in the pregame, it's going to be all situational, but he felt like pitching depth was one of their strengths.
The payoff pitch on the outside edge for a called strike 3, and Bingham will go down looking for the first out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Brace Brindley. The other defensive changes that happened as a result, Brindley played second. Houston Blake has slid over from shortstop to second. Kenyon Okerlund slides from third to short, and Cameron Hesse comes in from right to third. Cannon Barney goes from left field to right field, and Stockton Roberts goes from the mound to left field. Curveball to Jayton Knight for a called strike 1. So it wasn't just the straight trade positions like we saw for San Juan.
Yeah.
Breaking ball here, swung on, fly ball into center field. Northrup is there, had to move about 6 steps to his left for out number 2, and F8 for Knight for the second out of the inning. Brings the top of the order up.
So far, good move from Coach Baker, right? Make a pitching change, you get 2 outs, you save some pitches from Roberts, you get Brindley a chance to get on the mound, get a feel for this too, and you'll be able to use him more than likely later on.
First pitch to Bethea. Swung on, line drive through the 3-4 hole into right field. That one was smoked up the bat of Bethea. Barney up trying to throw him out at first, but Bethea easily there with a 2-out single, his second hit of the game.
Yeah, and we saw him take off when Nash Young flew out to left field, but I would imagine you're going to see him take off sooner and get him to second, seeing if they can't get him in scoring position before Nash Young swings the bat this time.
Yeah, that was the second pitch that Nash Young saw last time. There's the first pitch on the slide step on the inside edge, strike 1. Doesn't take off there.
No.
Good movement to the plate, though, from Brindley, not giving him any time.
Yeah.
There's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Misses. Ingram up to throw as Bethea took off late. The throw goes into center field. Bethea dove in head first and doesn't have time to get up and move as he slides in safely with a stolen base. Runner in scoring position now for San Juan with 2 outs.
Well, now Nash Young now has a chance to get his team on the board with a base hit. Got good speed and Bethea out there on second.
5-0 your score. South Sevier leads here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, chopped foul down the third base line for strike 2.
Well, and Hesse right there to where he can get to the foul line. If he can't, then it's going to be a foul ball. Because that one, had it been fair, Hesse's still in position. Now you see shortstop Okerlund moving over, and Blake's going to help hold the runner a little bit from second base.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Brindley. Right down the middle for a called strike 3, and Young will go down looking for the third out of the inning, second strikeout of the game for Brace Brindley as San Juan gets a runner in scoring position, but they do not score. No runs on 1 hit, no errors committed by South Sevier, and 1 runner left on base through 5 complete. South Sevier 5, San Juan 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
Hey, y'all, just a reminder to shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, offering windows and glass sales and installation, including window tinting. Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 410 North Main in Richfield, has a huge inventory and always sells at rock bottom prices. And Shepherd's has the service to back it all up. Click shepherdscarpets.com. Carpet, flooring, windows, and glass, and more. Shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Click shepherdscarpets.com and sit back and try to wipe that big old smile off your face.
Sanpete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West. Specializing in structural steel fabrication and assembly, Sanpete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hales Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. Sanpete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time at 685 East Main Street. Call today at 800-261-1026. That's 800-261-1026. Or go to sanpetesteel.com.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
To the top of the 6th inning we go here at BYU with the South Sevier Rams leading the San Juan Broncos 5-0. South Sevier the 5 seed, San Juan the 1 seed coming into this state tournament. South Sevier brings the 8-9-1 batters to the plate this inning. Riker Freeman, Houston Blake, and Cannon Barney. If they get to the 4th batter, that will be Peyton Ingram. Baylor Nilsson on the mound for San Juan. Just missed outside on pitch number 1 for ball 1-2 Freeman.
Yeah, so far these San Juan hitters not really, they got 5 hits, but not really anything being able to string anything together, get any momentum offensively. A lot of backwards Ks.
Yeah. 5 backwards Ks for San Juan. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss for Freeman. You talk about the hits, those hits. So one was a leadoff hit. Then they've had 4 hits with 2 outs.
Yeah.
But they weren't all in the same inning. So
no, and it's hard to get anything going right there unless, like you said, 2 out hits, single, double, whatever it might be, but string some together. Been really tough. South Sevier's defense and pitching done a nice job.
2-1 breaking ball drops in for a called strike 2 to Freeman. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Riker Freeman. Freeman's the only South Sevier batter that hasn't reached base, but he does have an RBI ground out on a ball hit pretty well up the middle. Good play at the time by Baylor Nilsson. 2-2 pitch. On the inside edge for a called strike 3, and Freeman will go down looking for the first out of the inning. 3rd strikeout of the game for Baylor Nilsson.
So what have you learned so far about the umpire behind the plate?
He likes the edges.
Hey, 2 strikes, you better swing the bat, because if it's close, I'm ringing you up.
Yeah,
swing the bat.
true.
So these hitters got to quit being so selective up there with 2 strikes and just swing the bat.
Houston Blake, first pitch swinging fly ball down the right field line. Knight moving over, can't get there as it lands about 4 feet foul for strike number 1.
And it's been consistent for both teams. That's why nothing against the umpire. He's doing a really good job. He's consistent. He's been calling it. But both these 2 teams, they haven't been paying attention, I guess, because they're continually falling into that same scenario.
Blake swings the next one, flies this one to right field. Knight is there, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So an F9 for Houston Blake. Fly out to right for the 2nd out of the inning. That is now 8 straight retired by Baylor Nilsson.
Yeah, and you go back to that 2nd inning, and really South Sevier started to get into Mendoza and then continued in the 3rd, and then they have to bring in Nelson with no outs in the 3rd after there was already 2 runners on and 1 run across. But Nelson he's settled in, done a nice job.
Cannon Barney at the plate. He's the last one that was able to reach base on him as he led the 4th inning off with a triple to left center field and came around to score. Nelson looking to make it 9 straight retired. 0-1 pitch after a foul ball. Ground ball hard to the left side. Fielded by Mendoza with the backhand. Throw to first is in time for the 6-3 ground out and the 3rd out of the inning as Nelson sits him down in order again. 1, 2, 3 they go. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base through 5.5 innings of play. South Sevier 5, San Juan 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Alvey Lumber in Manti and Monroe continues to offer great deals on shed, carport, and garage packages. You buy it and they will come and install it for you. This will be the easiest and best deal you will ever make. Alvey Lumber has lots of different types, sizes, and colors of shed, carport, and garage packages to fit your needs. For a free price quote and more information, stop by or call Alvey Lumber in Manti or Monroe, where the wood is good and so is the hardware.
We are all part of a team, whether you are the quiet hero or the newest recruit, the steady anchor or the moral support. Your team needs you to be at the top of your game. At Intermountain Health Sevier Valley Hospital, we want to be part of your team. Our health professionals and staff are waiting to serve you and your loved ones. Partner with us on your health and continue to be a game changer for your teammates.
Back here at BYU as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning in a 5-0 ball game. South Sevier leading San Juan of the 2A state tournament. And the 3-4-5 batters come to the plate this inning for the Broncos with Talon Mendoza, Cooper Palmer, and Corbin Middleton. If they get to the 4th batter, that is Jake Ivins. Brace Brindley on the mound for South Sevier has a 1-1 count. Next pitch to Mendoza. Just misses outside for ball 2 on the breaking ball and a 2-1 count.
Yeah, Mendoza with the .457 batting average, one of the top hitters. Second leading in average for this San Juan Bronco team.
2-1 breaking ball, swung on, ground ball to the left side, fielded by Okerlund at short. Throw to first is in the dirt, and it's going to get past Jagger Red as that goes towards the dugout, heading to second, and sliding in safely is Mendoza as he reaches on the air, and a runner in scoring position now with no outs for San Juan.
That's the break that San Juan's been looking for all game long. They just have not been able to find one, and right there Okerlund does a nice job staying down on it, fielding it, just throws that one a little bit down too low to where Red can't handle it, and like you said, it not only gets past Red and then allows Mendoza to move into scoring position here with no outs.
Brings Cooper Palmer to the plate, hitting from the left side. First pitch from Brindley, swing and a miss, strike one.
Yeah, Palmer just a little bit late on that fastball right there.
And you look at the decision to pull Stockton Roberts. He was at 49 pitches where I had him at, which means that if they get to Saturday, he can pitch a full 110 again on Saturday. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Palmer, just a bit low for ball one. And you can say, well, maybe they needed to leave him in to get to that next game. And there's two ways of thought. When you already have one loss and you're a team that feels like you can still win the state championship, you're playing to win the state championship, not necessarily just one game, right?
That's exactly right. That's a good way to put it, Robert, because everybody knows you got to win this one to move on, but there is a difference between, hey, we just want to play one game at a time and move and see how far we can go, or we do believe we're a legit title contender, and for us to win the state championship, we've got to manage things a little differently.
1-2 pitch, swung on, fly ball down the left field line, will drift foul and get out of play as Palmer battles. And, of course, this South Sevier team is one that has that legit shot as they've been to 3 straight state title games. Won the first one, lost the last 2, but this group of seniors has been a part of all of them.
And you have to have multiple pitchers when you drop into the one-loss bracket regardless, and that's the one thing that Coach Baker talked about. His strength, he feels like, is their pitching staff. They have lots of pitchers to go to. Robert's done his job. Now they turn it over to Brindley to do his job. They want to keep him under a certain amount, and they just want to keep playing that way from here on out.
2-2 count now as Brindley missed high and away. Here's the pitch to Palmer. Breaking ball, swung on, high, deep fly ball to right field. Going back is Barney, and that one is hopping the wall at the track. That'll bring Mendoza into score. Palmer strides into second with an RBI stand-up double, and the Broncos are on the board here in the 6th.
Yeah, a good piece of hitting right there from Palmer. He hit that one as far as you can hit it almost on this park. As it was right there just near that 388 sign in right center field. And Barney did a really good job of just getting to it quickly and getting it in. And now Coach Nelson's going to do a pinch runner, and then you'll see Palmer re-enter.
Yeah, and I didn't catch the number on who came out there. But the Peyton Ingram did go out and visit with Brace Brindley on the mound after that hit as well.
And still, nothing hurt, right? You're playing for outs. So 5-1, runner at second. Even if he was later to come around and score, as long as you play for outs, you're still in good position if you're South Sevier.
Corbin Middleton stands on the left side as Brindley steps off the mound to look the runner back at second. Brindley comes set. First pitch breaking ball, misses up and away to Middleton, ball 1.
Well, this is where, if you're Brace Brindley, you just don't worry about what just happened, right? You attack Middleton. Don't worry about the runner at second. Go get Middleton.
The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Right there, nice fastball just to get past Middleton.
It's Jonas Jepson at second base for San Juan. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing, went around. Strike 2 and a 1-2 count to Corbin Middleton.
Well, right now maybe Brindley sticks with the fastball because I think he was looking off speed and then realized, that's a strike, and kind of waves at it. But that's one thing Brindley's got, he's kind of fallen in love with that curveball, and then right there, 2 really good fastballs to Middleton.
1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Middleton will go down swinging for the first out of the inning. Third strikeout of the game for Brace Brindley with the fastball.
I like the fastball right there. Not that he doesn't have a good curveball, but teams start to, we're just going to sit back, hit the curveball, and that's what they've done. But you mix it up, you throw that good hard fastball like he did right there. Really nice job to get out number 1.
Brings Jake Ivins to the plate now for the Broncos. First pitch from Brindley. There's the curveball, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Well, you throw three fastballs, get a strikeout, and then you come back curveball. Maybe right there, Ivan was looking for fastball. So good job now. Brindley starting to get in the mix out there on the mound.
There's the 0-1 pitch. Just misses outside for ball one. Pretty good spot from Brindley, but Ivans doesn't bite.
And now, as an infielder, they're really trying to hold the runner there at second base, which is good. But at the same time, you got to get back, field your position, and not worry about that runner. Make sure you get the out at first base.
Brindley sets. Long look at Jepson. Here's the 1-1 pitch. On the outside edge for a called strike 2 to Ivans and a 1-2 count.
Brindley's got a little pop on the fastball, too. He's got to trust that pitch, challenge these hitters.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on second here for San Juan in a 5-1 ball game. South Sevier leads bottom 6. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, ground ball to the left side. 1 hop to Okerlund, looks the runner back to second. Throw to first is offline, and as it pulled red off the bag, he can't apply the tag, and Ivans reaches on the second error of the inning for South Sevier.
And that was a curveball. He took some speed off the fastball. Ivans hits a 1-hopper to Okerlund, and just the throw was up the line towards home plate. Like you said, pulled red off, not able to get that sweep tag as the runner goes by.
Brings Brody Bilbo to the plate now for the Broncos. 2 on. First pitch, fly ball into right center field. That one looks like it's going to get down. Yes, it does, as it hits the gap. Northrup runs it down. Jepson will come around third to score, holding at third, but then the throw gets wild. That's going to bring in a run. Ivans comes in to score on the 3rd error of the inning on South Sevier. Moving to third on the play is Bilbo. It's a 2-run ball game, 5-3 your score, and now the tying run will come to the plate with a runner on third for San Juan as Coach Eric Baker calls time.
Yeah, just unfortunate for South Sevier right there. You should have had out number 2. You don't get it, and then you get that ball in the gap and then miss a cutoff, allows the runners to advance 1 extra base, 1 more run across, and then, like you said, Bilbo now to third. Still, you're in good position. You just can't panic. You have the 2-run lead. You have runner at third, but only 1 out here. You got to go get the batter.
Really should be 3 outs, right?
Yeah.
2 errors in the inning. 3 errors in the inning, but 2 errors on plays that should have been your for sure outs.
Absolutely.
So Coach Baker talks to his team. Brindley stays in the game on the mound. Coach Baker heads back to the dugout. That brings Brant Bingham to the plate. Nope, pinch hitter for Bingham, as they will be bringing in, that is Remy Watcott will bat for Bingham.
And Remy Watcott comes in with a .333 batting average. He's a junior.
Runner on third is Bilbo. First pitch from Brindley. Right down the middle, strike 1. Bingham was 0 for 2 out of this spot. Flew out to left and struck out looking. Now Watcott's first plate appearance. The 0-1 from Brindley. Just misses outside for ball 1 and a 1-1 count.
Yeah, and you can't fault Brindley, right? He's doing his job out there on the mound. He's done a really good job. Get a couple errors and then a couple big hits from the San Juan team, but still, like I say, no reason to panic if you're South Sevier. If you're San Juan, you got to love what's happening right now. You're giving yourselves a chance as they look like they were down and out.
Here's the 1-2 pitch now to Watcott. Misses low and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, all 3 runs unearned on as far as Brindley is concerned on his pitching line. Still 1 out in the inning. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Stays up for ball 3 and a full count now to Watcott.
Playing Watcott pretty much straight away.
The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Watcott will go down swinging for the 2nd out of the inning. And 4th strikeout of the game for Brace Brindley. That will bring Jayton Knight to the plate now for the Broncos.
Yeah, and he's 0 for 2. Struck out looking back in the 3rd and then flew out to center field in the 5th.
He's a .338 hitter. First pitch. Misses up and in, ball 1.
And this is a key batter right here because you got 2 outs, runner at 3rd. You got to get Knight because you don't want to get Knight on base and then get to the top of the order.
1-0 pitch. Knight tried to put that leg out there and take the hit by pitch, but misses inside for ball 2.
Yeah, he's trying to do anything he can to find himself on first base.
Brindley steps off the mound back behind the rubber. Works his way back onto the top. 2-0 count here with 2 outs. Breaking ball, swung on, line drive through the 5-6 hole for a base hit. That scores a run. It's a 1-run ball game as Knight holds it first with an RBI single. The tying run on base now for San Juan with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
Good piece of hitting right there, but Knight worked the count to his favor. He went down and got that ball, picks up an RBI, and gets his first hit of the game.
So that brings the top of the order to the plate with Branton Bethea. He's 2 for 3 in the game, and the last one he roped to right field.
Well, surprising enough, now they just passed Sal Sevier in hits.
Yeah.
8 hits to 7 hits now.
The 3 errors for Sal Sevier on the board loom large. 8th bat of the inning. First pitch to Bethea on the outside edge, strike 1.
And Bethea, back-to-back singles. He's 2 for 3.
Knight, short lead at first. The 0-1. Swung on, ground ball to the right side. Past Blake into right field. Picked up, and Knight going first to third. The throw is too high, and it's to the screen. Knight trying to go home. The throw home is, he was jogging, and they didn't play the tag.
I think they're saying it hit something.
Oh, yeah, the home plate umpire was way out there and had called that one dead. And the game is now tied on another throwing error here for Sal Sevier. 5-5 your score.
That's why you got to hit your cutoff, right? You just got to come up and hit your cutoff, make the play that you're supposed to make, and right there, that one just gets away, and so dead ball, and the runner scores. That makes sense too now for us up here, because it's like, why is he jogging? Yeah. And then they make the play, and he still slid around the tag safely. I think Ingram knew what was going on, but Coach Baker back out. Now we'll have a pitching change.
We'll take the break for the change. The game's tied at 5 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 5 runs across for San Juan to tie it up. We'll take the break here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
The City of Monroe is proud to have its own power company and to support South Sevier Athletics. Monroe City Power delivers nice, bright lights for every South Sevier athletic event at home. Having a public power company enables Monroe City to provide community improvements that could not be afforded otherwise, while keeping rates down at the same time. The City of Monroe and Monroe City Electric Department are proud of their South Sevier Rams and wish them well in all endeavors.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Call Corey Sorensen in Richfield or Sina Rasmussen in Salina for Sorensen Levitt Insurance.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
In the fast-paced world we live in, every second counts. Whether it's staying productive in your home office or enjoying entertainment with no buffering. With CentraWave from Centricom, experience ultra-fast, next-generation, reliable internet that keeps your whole family connected. CentraWave by Centricom. Fast, reliable, everywhere. Get connected today. Visit www.centricom.com/CentraWave or call 1-800-427-8449.
We're back here in Provo as we are in the bottom of the 6th inning, and San Juan is taking advantage of opportunities given them by Sal Sevier. 4 errors in the inning by Sal Sevier, and 5 runs have come across as a result for San Juan. And a new pitcher here for the Rams is Jax Christiansen. He throws 2 quick balls to the first batter. He faces Nash Young. And the go-ahead run is at second for the Broncos with Branton Bethea. 2 outs in the inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Christensen. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
A good-looking pitch right there. Christensen, lefty versus lefty matchup. So Coach Baker getting exactly what he wants right here. Got dangerous speed on second base. You got to get this out right here.
Christiansen checks Bethea. 2-1 pitch. Just misses for ball 3 and a 3-1 hitters count for Young. Young's the 9th batter of the inning. It was an error, a hit, a strikeout, an error. Potentially could have gotten out of this inning without giving up a run for South Sevier. Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Big swing from Young. Full count.
Yeah, really good pitch, too, from Christiansen right there on the 3-1 count to make it full.
He works out of the stretch as Young steps back into the left side. 2 outs. The payoff pitch. Just misses. Not sure where that one was as it misses for ball 4, and Young draws the 2-out walk. 2 on now for San Juan as the 10th batter of the inning comes up with Talon Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza, like you said, he started this inning, got on, reached with the air, and then came around to score that first run for San Juan.
South Sevier defensively back to where they were originally, with the exception of Stockton Roberts has left the game. Jax Christiansen replaces him in the lineup. He was being DH'd for. First pitch to Mendoza, misses away, ball 1. So it's Okerlund back at third, Blake back at short, and Brindley back at second, Hesse back in right, and Barney back in left. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In there for a called strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Christiansen trying to get the Rams out of a jam here in a tie ball game, bottom of the 6th inning. The 1-1 to Mendoza. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Mendoza way out in front of that one.
Yeah, that was a really good pitch, too. This is the one, 0-2, you got to be careful now. You don't want to just give in, but you got to go challenge him at the same time.
1-2, should be 1-2.
Oh, yeah, you're right, 1-2.
Yeah, scoreboard hasn't put up the ball yet, but 1-2 count. 2 on here, 2 outs. The 1-2 from Christiansen. Swung on and fouled back to the screen as Mendoza just got enough. Bottom of the 6th inning in a tie ball game. 5-5 your score.
Yeah, good speed at second and at first, so something in a gap.
The 1-2. Swung on and just off the end of the bat, fouls it off to the right side.
And right now, Christiansen just challenging him with the fastball, so it's going to be Mendoza and Christiansen just battling it out here, see who can get the win. Fairly deep in the outfield, especially into left, kind of shading the left field line. Northrop straightaway in center.
Again, the 1-2. Breaking ball, check swing, went around. Mendoza will go down swinging for the 3rd out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Jax Christiansen as he gets a big hug from his teammates as he comes off the mound. But 5 runs across for San Juan, and they do it all with 3 hits, 4 errors that committed by South Sevier in the process, and 2 runners left on base through 6 complete. South Sevier 5, San Juan 5 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Marijuana has a lot of names, and even more opinions about it. It's a gray area. And even though we don't know everything about it, we do know that the adolescent brain is still under construction until early adulthood. A developing brain's gray matter, the stuff that lets kids think, analyze, and create, can be impacted by misusing cannabis at a young age. So talk to your kids. Let them know that gray matters.
To learn more, visit graymatters.utah.gov.
We're back here at BYU's Miller Field as we go to the top of the 7th inning in a tie ball game in this elimination game at the 2A state tournament. Number 5 South Sevier had a 5-0 lead before giving up 5 unearned runs to number 1 San Juan in the bottom of the 6th. South Sevier trying to regain the lead with the 2-3-4 batters this inning. Peyton Ingram, Biggs Northrop, and Kenyon Okerlund. If they get to the 4th batter, that will be Cameron Hesse. Baylor Nilsson on the mound for San Juan. The 1-0 to Ingram. Off speed, caught the outside edge for a called strike one and a 1-1 count.
Well, this is crucial, right? We're 7th inning. This is it. Obviously tie game, but someone's going to go out here and try to get one run, go win a ball game.
1-1 misses way outside for ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike. Peyton Ingram, one of the, as we talked about earlier, one of the best hitters in 2A, looking for his first hit of the game. 2-1 pitch, swung on, just threw the bat out there and flies it to shallow right field. Knight works his way in, now drifts back and makes the play for out number 1. So an F9 for Ingram, fly out to right for the first out of the inning.
Well, and you talked about Nelson on the mound.
He's been good.
That's what, 10 straight that he's put down in order. So give him credit. Coming in cold, kind of moving from shortstop to replace Mendoza, and he's done a nice job on the mound for San Juan.
First pitch swinging is Northrup and missing for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 from Nielsen. Caught the outside edge with the breaking ball for a called strike 2 and an 0-2 count now. 2 bigs Northrup.
Well, sports is such a momentum thing, right?
Yeah.
San Juan has all the momentum. They're up in the dugout. Their crowd's into it. South Sevier kind of on their heels.
Ground ball to third, picked up by Ivins. Throw to first is offline, but Palmer able to catch it and come down to the bag for out number 2 with a 5-3 ground out in the second out of the inning. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th.
Well, and how big has Ivins been over there at third base? He's just been a human vacuum, diving, knocking balls down, coming up, throwing lasers across the diamond.
Brings Canyon Okerlund to the plate now for South Sevier. He stands in on the right side. First pitch, swung on, fouls that one back out of play for strike 1.
Okerlund needs to find a way on here and see if I get Hesse a chance. Maybe Okerlund's got good speed too, so if you can get on, maybe steal a base, give Hesse a chance to drive you in.
The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball on the outside edge. That's 3 straight batters. He's got that breaking ball on the outside edge for a called strike. Now it's an 0-2 count to Okerlund.
Well, and we talked about how comfortable Roberts was. That's Nelson right now on the mound for San Juan. Really comfortable out there.
Next pitch in the dirt outside for ball 1 and a 1-2 count. 5-5 your score here in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the 1-2 from Nielsen. That one hits Okerlund in the hip. He'll head to first base.
That's a huge break for South Sevier right there, as he was down in the count, but gets that curveball inside, takes it, does a nice job, and now good speed. I think if you're Coach Baker, you got to take your chances, see if you can't get him to second base.
He did steal second base back in the 3rd inning. Cameron Hesse comes to the plate. He's looking for his first hit as well. He stands in on the right side. Nielsen out of the stretch. First pitch way outside. Good stab again by Bethea to hold the runner at first. Ball 1. Coach Baker gives the call on the third base line for South Sevier.
It's just really hard with 2 outs to put back-to-back hits together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you do have a runner with Okerlund and someone with speed, you've got to try to get him to second base.
1-0 pitch on the outside edge for a called strike 1. Okerlund, though, hasn't shown that he's going. Defense playing Hesse pretty well straight up. The 1-1 from Nielsen. That one hits Hesse in the back as he got lost. It did Nielsen. Back-to-back hit batters, puts 2 on now for South Sevier with Jagger Red coming to the plate.
Well, Coach Baker could see the future right there. No reason to try to risk stealing a base and getting thrown out when you're going to get hit by a pitch. So now he's got Okerlund in scoring position, but Jagger Red, who's 0 for 2 on the day, walk and 2 strikeouts.
Those 2 strikeouts both came against Baylor Nielsen. Pinch runner for South Sevier as Crew Winkle heads to first base to replace Cameron Hesse. Then we'll likely see Hesse re-enter. Coach Baker with the umpire taking the time to write that down, has a moment to visit with Jagger Red. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th and a 5-5 ball game. 2 on here for South Sevier with Jagger Red coming to the plate. Brace Brindley, who swung the hottest bat in the game for the Rams, is on deck. Red stands in on the right side. Nielsen again out of the stretch. First pitch to Red. Caught the outside edge for a called strike 1.
And now if you're Red, you got to start being aggressive, swing the bat, you trust yourself, you're a good hitter. He's hitting the 4th spot for this team. He's moving around. He's currently in the 6th spot today, but go drive in a run.
Nielsen steps off and looks the runners back to the bags. Nielsen again comes set. The 0-1 to Red. Misses up for ball one.
Yeah, and anything to the outfield should score Okerlund. And there's pretty good gaps between the 5-6 and 4-3 with the runner at second.
1-1 pitch in the dirt, and it kicks away from Bethea. Both runners move up on the play. And it's ball 2 to Red with a 2-1 count. Now 2 runners in scoring position.
Well, and Bethea, he's been a wall back there, right?
Yeah.
That's very rare to see that one get by. He's done as good a job as anybody here at keeping balls in front. But now 2 runners in scoring position. Jagger Red's got to love the spot he's in right now.
Nielsen will work out of the windup now with first base open. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Just missed that one.
And there's a lot of 2s on the board right now.
Yeah, at bat number 2. Then 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on base here in the top of the 7th. Nielsen out of the windup, the 2-2 to Red. Swung on, ground ball to the left side. Fielded it short. Mendoza throw to first is in time for the 6-3 ground out and the 3rd out of the inning. South Sevier threatens, but they do not score. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base through 6.5 innings of play. South Sevier 5, San Juan 5 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed. Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded with a simple mission to shape the quality of life with a personalized touch. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they provide value beyond the project, creating places where people live, work, and thrive. For over 40 years, they've proudly served our communities, enhancing lives through their work. Join their team and become a dedicated community improvement leader. Whether you're an engineer or just love infrastructure, they invite you to seek a career with them. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
To the bottom of the 7th we go in a tie ball game here at the 2A Baseball State Tournament as the San Juan Broncos looking to walk it off here in the 7th. And they bring the 4, 5, and 6 batters to the plate. Cooper Palmer, Corbin Middleton, and Jake Ivins. If they get to the 4th batter, that is Brody Bilbo. Jax Christiansen on the mound for South Sevier. Palmer hitting from the left side. First pitch, breaking ball behind Palmer for ball 1. That one got away from him?
It did, and Palmer stood right in there. Was kind of, I think, hoping maybe it'd brush his back, but it wasn't even that close.
And Palmer's not a small guy, so.
Well, that's just, I was thinking of that too. You know, Palmer's already been pinch ran for. He's re-entered. So let's say he gets on first base or a single or hit by a pitch. Yeah. Does Coach Nelson choose to
take him out? Yeah.
Take him out and then he's done for the game, or just let him run? Knowing they only need that 1 run, but at the same time, if you go into extras, how huge is he at first base and moving forward in this game?
I think Stockton Roberts has gone out to the bullpen to try to get warmed up again. 2-0 count here now to Palmer. Right down the middle, strike 1. Canyon Okerlund, after the second ball was thrown, went over to visit with Christiansen on the mound. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch. Misses up for ball 3, and a hitter's count now for Cooper Palmer.
He had no place to put him. Got to make him swing his way on.
Christiansen again comes set. 3-1 pitch. That one's in there for a called strike through. Palmer knew it. Full count.
Well, and Christiansen took a little extra pause right there, took a deep breath, made sure he got strike 2 in there.
Full count now to Palmer. Christiansen comes set. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Palmer will go down swinging for the 1st out of the inning and 2nd strikeout of the game for Jax Christiansen.
Yeah, huge strikeout. Get the out right there, and you could see the fist pump on him. He knew how big that one was, and Palmer frustrated with himself as he goes back to the dugout.
Brings Corbin Middleton to the plate. First pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Well, Middleton, back-to-back lefties right here. And when Chris Jansen came in, he faced a lefty. So,
0-1 pitch swung on, popped to the left side. Will it stay in play? Okerlund giving chase in foul territory. Slides, and he can't quite hold on as he tried to slide and backhand it. It would have been an incredible catch, but it just lands foul for strike two.
Well, because of the turf, you can see where he started to slide.
Yeah.
He left a big skid mark right there. Those little black beads right there, but almost come up with a big play.
Yeah, great effort from Okerlund, but instead it's just a high, loud strike two. 0-2 count to Middleton. The pitch from Chris Jansen. Misses up for ball one. Good spot from Chris Jansen. Those are tough ones to lay off.
Yeah, it was. It was 0-2, so why not challenge him right there a little bit, but Middleton does a nice job showing some patience at the plate.
The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Stays up and in for ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That one had the umpire ducking a little bit. I'm not sure he even trusted Ingram to catch that pitch.
So a 2-2 count now as Chris Jansen sets. The pitch to Middleton. Swing and a miss, strike three. Middleton goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. Third, a straight strikeout for Jack's Chris Jansen.
I saw Chris Jansen a little bit last year, state tournament. That's the first I saw him, and I thought, man, this kid's got a bright future. He's got really good action. Like his arm slot, tough to pick up the pitches, and he's showing what he's capable of right now in this big-time moment.
Brings Jake Ivins to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on in the tie ball game. Strike one.
Thing that I like about him, too, is just rare back. Here it is. See if you can hit it.
So an 0-1 count. Misses high on that one for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ivins, another one with good speed. If you can keep him off the base pass and push this to the 8th, Coach Baker and South Sevier really got to like their chances.
The 1-1 pitch, swung on, high fly ball to left center field. Northrop moving over and makes the catch on the run for out number 3 and F8 for Jake Ivins for the 3rd out of the inning as Chris Jansen sits him down in order. 1, 2, 3 they go. No runs, no hits, no errors. And through 7 innings of play, it's South Sevier 5, San Juan 5. Free baseball when we come back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
Jorgensen's Power Sports is your one-stop shop for all of your outdoor adventure needs. We carry a wide variety of ATVs, UTVs, RVs, firearms, outdoor accessories, and much more. Complete with both a service and warranty department. Check us out online at www.jhsport.com or give us a call at 435-896-6408.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
We're back here at Miller Field at Brigham Young University as we go to the top of the 8th inning in a 5-5 ball game between number 5 South Sevier and number 1 San Juan. South Sevier brings a 7-8-9 batters to the plate this inning. Brinley pops this one foul to the right side, and it will get out of play. Nice catch by old Justin Okerlund down there.
That Canyon's dad.
Yeah.
He's saying, Canyon, that's all you had to do on that one. You didn't have to run full speed and dive and slide. No, that one was an easier catch than what Canyon had.
0-1 count now to Brinley. Nielsen still on the mound for San Juan. Misses in the dirt outside for ball one and a 1-1 count. So it's the 7-8-9 batters. Brinley followed by Riker Freeman, then Houston Blake here for South Sevier. If they get to the 4th batter, the leadoff hitter is Kenan Barney. The 1-1 from Nielsen. Swung on. Line drive into left center field and caught by Corbin Middleton. Had to kind of catch it behind him as it was tailing toward him, and he nearly overran it. But an L7 line out to left for Brace Brinley for the 1st out of the inning.
That ball was hit well again. Brinley's had a good day at the plate. Thought that one, might have a chance, but just hit almost too much right to the left fielder, Middleton, who was playing him perfectly.
Brings Riker Freeman to the plate. First pitch nearly hits him as he slides out of the way for ball one. Freeman's looking for his first hit of the game for South Sevier.
And Freeman's capable of getting a hold of one right here and losing it, too. We've seen him have some big hits.
Yes, we have. Has 5 home runs on the season.
He kind of dropped down. He wanted to get some launch angle on that one. He was looking for it.
Looking to go in front with one swing. 1-1 count now. So he stands back in the left side. Next pitch. That one misses up and away. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Freeman.
Well, Freeman's one with good speed, too. If you can get him on, you got a chance to move him around.
Maybe he's seeing the scoreboard out there.
Yeah.
The video board says home run on it.
It does. McDonald's.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Up and in, ball 3. Little chin music from Nilsson.
Yeah, Baker's telling him right now, hey, 3-1, it's got to be perfect. If not, see a pitch right here, get another shot at it.
Here's the 3-1 from Nilsson. Misses low and away for ball 4, and Riker Freeman does draw the 1-out base on balls to put the go-ahead run at first here in the top of the 8th. Brings Houston Blake to the plate now for South Sevier.
Houston Blake, 1 for 3. Yep. Single, ground out to short and flew out to right field.
And he takes one off the hip. Clapping as he goes back down first baseline to his dugout. To 2-1 now with a 1-out here in the top of the 8th inning, and the top of the order coming up for South Sevier. The third batter that Nilsson has hit. Again, we had talked about it. He had retired, 3, 6, 9, 11 straight before hitting 2 batters last inning.
Yep.
Then getting 2 in a row before now giving up a walk and a hit by pitch here in the 8th. Pitching coach is out there to visit with him on the mound.
Yeah, just a couple pitches that have just got away from him. You know, he's been really dialed in for the most part, but South Sevier, similar opportunity last inning. Like you said, they had two batters get hit, and then a passed ball allows them to get into scoring position. But right now, Freeman is the only one standing there at second in scoring position. And you're right at the top of the order, Cannon Barney and then Peyton Ingram.
So Barney stands in on the right side. Barney's 2 for 4 in the game. 2 extra base hits for Barney. They're going to throw to second, not in time as that's Freeman dives back safely at second. Blake stands at first. As Barney steps in, Nilsson comes set. First pitch in the dirt. Good block by Bethea. Ball 1.
Runners first and second, but the 2 shortstop second baseman really working hard there to keep Freeman close. You know, we've even saw 1 pickoff. Palmer's playing in front, so good secondary from Blake there could get him going at something in the gap.
1-0 way outside for ball 2, and a hitter's count now for Cannon Barney. We're tied at 5 here in the top of the 8th inning in this elimination game of the 2A baseball state tournament between number 5 South Sevier and number 1 San Juan. 2 on for South Sevier with 1 out. 2-0 pitch. Misses up for ball 3 to Cannon Barney.
Yeah, I think if you're Coach Baker, you got to put the take on right here, make him see at least 2 pitches in this situation because it is a tie game in the 8th. Runners at first and second. Make him throw, see if he can't throw 3 pitches.
3-1 is going to miss low and away. 4 straight balls to load the bases for Peyton Ingram. And a change will be coming for San Juan on the second mound visit of the inning. So we are in the top of the 8th in a tied ball game. 1 out in the inning, but the base is loaded for South Sevier with Peyton Ingram coming to the plate when we come back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
Riverton Chevy is more than just a dealership. For over 103 years, our family has proudly served this community because Utah is our home. Through our Everyday Champions program, we celebrate those who make our community stronger. Military, teachers, and first responders. Our local champions never pay for oil changes with the purchase of a new vehicle. Thank you for making Riverton Chevy your dealership for over a century. Visit us today in South Jordan or online at rivertonchevy.com. Still the Chevyweight champion.
Sanpete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West. Specializing in structural steel fabrication and assembly, Sanpete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hales Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. Sanpete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time at 685 East Main Street. Call today at 800-261-1026. That's 800-261-1026. Or go to sanpetesteel.com.
So Jake Ivins on the mound now for San Juan as he comes into the game with that 0.30 ERA on the season in 23 innings pitched. Peyton Ingram, the first batter he faces. First pitch in the dirt for ball one. Another good block by Brenton Bethea behind the plate. Bases loaded for South Sevier. San Juan pulls the infield in on the grass. Ivins out of the windup. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on. Line drive into right center field. Hits the gap. That'll score one. Make it two. And it gets past Knight. Rolls all the way to the wall. It's a bases clearing hit for Ingram as he chugs for third and comes in. They're sending him home. The throw home is offline and out of the glove, and Peyton Ingram slides in safe. 4 runs for South Sevier as Peyton Ingram makes it a 4-run Rams lead here in the top of the 8th inning.
Wow. Talk about exciting, Robert. You said it right before he came up while they were making the pitching change. Peyton Ingram, he's due. He's just that type of hitter, and he hits a line shot that gets past both the right fielder and the center fielder. They're unable to scoop it up, goes clear to the wall, and give Coach Baker credit there at third base for sending him. San Juan didn't expect him to go there.
Mendoza had no idea he was going. And they have not ruled any error in the outfield. That's an inside-the-park home run for Peyton Ingram. And it's 9-5 South Sevier here in the top of the 8th with now Biggs Northrop at the plate and 1 out. And I don't think they rule an error because that was a laser.
Yeah.
Ball 2 misses. Or, 1-1 count out of Biggs Northrop.
I don't think anybody even put a glove on it. They just missed it twice. Couldn't get to it.
Next pitch on the outside edge for a called strike. 2 and a 1-2 count to Northrop. Yeah, because that didn't get above 10 feet high.
No.
1-2 pitch. Northrop drives one into deep left center field. Bilbo on his horse running to the right side. Makes the nice catch. Brody Bilbo in the power alley for out number 2 and F8 for Biggs Northrop.
Yeah, ball just hung up a little too long, and Bilbo did a really nice job using his speed and tracking that one down.
That will bring Kenyon Okerlund to the plate. 2 outs now in the inning. Base is empty, but a inside the park grand slam for Peyton Ingram has made it a 4-run South Sevier lead. First pitch way outside for ball 1.
I think you see Ivins, he's just frustrated right there. Catching it bare. He'd take his glove off, catching it bare hand from the catcher.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's big swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Okerlund for a 1-1 count.
Boy, it just silenced the San Juan crowd right there. Just really changed the game.
You said it earlier, momentum.
Yeah.
1-1 pitch in the dirt outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Okerlund.
But how did that happen? A walk, a hit by pitch, a walk. You can't give up those freebies.
2-1, misses outside for ball 3, and a hitter's count now for Kenyon Okerlund. Yeah, Willie's been talking about those all year as we've done our games, and you give up free bases. Good teams are going to make you take advantage, or going to make you pay, and San Juan did it to South Sevier in the 6th, putting up 5 runs on those 4 errors. Now South Sevier doing it on the other kind of freebies.
Well, and that's the thing, too. You load the bases. There's no place to put them. So Ingram knows I'm going to get a good pitch. He times him up, and it just drills one.
Now Kenyon Okerlund draws a 2-out walk as he heads to first base, and Cameron Hesse comes to the plate for the Rams. Not sure. Oh, they're making sure that they got Hesse re-entered after he got pinch ran for.
Well, and you got Jax Christiansen on the mound for South Sevier, who's kind of dialed it in, too. He's looking really good out there.
9-5 your score here in the top of the 8th inning. South Sevier leads after an inside-the-park grand slam by Peyton Ingram. First pitch to Hesse, misses low and away. And as I said, we just felt like Ingram was due.
Yeah.
And he came through in a big way. The 1-0. Misses outside for ball 2 and a hitter's count now for Hesse.
Well, the thing about Ingram, too, is he's such a smart hitter, right? He was 0 for 3 at that point, but he if you remember back in the 4th, he flew out to center field. He got the RBI. Runner at third. He did his job there.
Hesse lines one down the left field line, just over the outstretched glove of Baylor Nilsson at third. Going first to third on the play is Canyon Okerlund, and Hesse strolls into second with a 2-out double. 2 runners in scoring position now for South Sevier with 2 outs.
Good piece of hitting from Hesse right there just to keep this inning alive. And now Jagger Red, who, 0 for 3, did have a walk and a run scored back in the second, but he's due as well and looking for an opportunity right here to redeem himself a little bit.
Red stands in on the right side. First pitch from Ivins. Misses low, ball 1. This is the 9th batter of the inning for South Sevier. Ivins out of the windup. 1-0 pitch. Misses up for ball 2. Hitters count for Red.
Yeah, Baker's telling him right here, unless it's perfect, he does want you to take a pitch. But Red, we've talked about it, sometimes sees too many. He's got to be aggressive.
The 2-0. Swung on and fouled back to the screen, and that was a good one to swing at. Just missed it.
Yeah, it was.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Still big gaps, too, if you can hit one on a line. That's the key, too. When you get on a field like this, it's not so much high pop flies, whatever else. It's line drives. They'll find gaps and get to the backs a lot quicker than a high fly ball.
Yeah.
We saw Biggs Northrop hit that one. That ball was hit really well. Yeah. But it got up in the air, so you have lots of room to run it down where you go back to that line drive that gets clear to the wall because you hit it on a line.
Here's the 3-1 pitch on the outside half for a strike 2 to Jagger Red. And we're getting warmer. As it gets warmer, the ball doesn't carry as well either.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because early on the ball was kind of carrying to center field, both left and right center.
Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Jagger Red will go down swinging for the 3rd out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Jake Ivins, but South Sevier has regained control. Courtesy of an inside-the-park grand slam. 4 runs on 2 hits in the inning. No errors committed by San Juan, and 2 runners left on base through 7.5. It's South Sevier 9, San Juan 5 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
We are all part of a team, whether you are the quiet hero or the newest recruit, the steady anchor or the moral support. Your team needs you to be at the top of your game. At Intermountain Health Sevier Valley Hospital, we want to be part of your team. Our health professionals and staff are waiting to serve you and your loved ones. Partner with us on your health and continue to be a game changer for your teammates.
To the bottom of the 8th inning we go here at BYU as South Sevier has regained control. This one 9-5. They lead San Juan in the first game of the day here at the 2A Baseball State Tournament. The Broncos bring the 7, 8, 9 batters to the plate this inning. Brody Bilbo, Brent Bingham, and Jayton Knight. If they get to the 4th batter, that will be Branton Bethea. Jax Christiansen on the mound for South Sevier has a 1-1 count to Bilbo. Next one misses high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, Christiansen's came in and done his job. They They turned it over to him in a tough situation in some regards, but he's taken the challenge and done a really good job out there.
The 2-1 just misses a bit inside for ball 3, and a 3-1 hitters count now for Bilbo. And for San Juan, it's all about base runners right now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how. And you saw that with South Sevier, walk, a couple hit by pitches, didn't matter how.
3-1 misses outside for ball 4, so the leadoff runner is on for the Broncos. And just like that, Stockton Roberts headed back down to the bullpen. And now Coach Baker is actually saying, hold on. And he's going to go out and make a mound visit. They're just going to bring Roberts back into the game. And so Stockton Roberts, who was lights out through the first 4 innings, will come back in as they make this change. We'll take a quick break here with a 4-run South Sevier lead in the bottom of the 8th inning against number 1 San Juan. Runner on for the Broncos with no outs on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
Alvey Lumber in Manti and Monroe continues to offer great deals on shed, carport, and garage packages. You buy it and they will come and install it for you. This will be the easiest and best deal you will ever make. Alvey Lumber has lots of different types, sizes, and colors of shed, carport, and garage packages to fit your needs. For a free price quote and more information, stop by or call Alvey Lumber in Manti or Monroe, where the wood is good and so is the hardware.
Every morning when I walk in the door, I'm still at an awe. The quality of beef that we're harvesting here at Bar W, in my 40 years of experience, I have never seen beef after beef after beef of the extreme quality. Every single one of them that are coming through are top shelf.
Welcome back here to Miller Park at Brigham Young University. Stockton Roberts back on the mound, re-enters as that starting pitcher. You asked me the question earlier off the air, Nolan, and Coach Nilsson for San Juan, I think, is asking the same question of how the pitcher can re-enter.
Yeah, he's asked a couple of the umpires, too, because typically the starting pitcher is the only one that can come back in and pitch as long as he stays in the game. But I think they're saying because he's re-entering, he still has the ability, and only the starting pitcher can do that.
Yes. First pitch he throws to... Is it Baylor Nilsson now batting? I think it's Baylor Nilsson hitting for himself now out of the 8 spot. Miss low for ball 1. Next pitch on the outside edge, and that's where Roberts was just painting it.
Yeah.
The first 4 innings.
Well, and if you're not a hitter that can hit to all fields, it's really hard to try to hit that outside pitch.
1-1 count. Next pitch from Roberts. Swung on, ground ball to the left side. Charging is Okerlund. Fields it. Throw to second is in time. They get the lead runner for out number 1 of the 5-4 fielder's choice, hit into by Baylor Nilsson.
Yeah, good job of getting out number 1. And, it's a bonus that you got the lead runner. You don't necessarily have to. Once again, you're playing for outs at this point, but a nice play to get the lead runner and get out number 1.
So that brings Jayton Knight to the plate now for the Broncos. Roberts working out of the stretch. First pitch tonight on the outside half, strike 1.
This isn't easy for Roberts either, so give him credit for coming in, getting a ground ball out, and then starting Knight first pitch strike.
Roberts comes set, 0-1 pitch, outside edge, strike 2, 0-2 count tonight. One out in the inning, runner on first. Roberts checks him. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Off speed, called, strike 3, and Jayton Knight will go down looking for the second out of the inning, 5th strikeout of the game for Stockton Roberts.
That's how Jayton Knight was welcomed to Stockton Roberts back in the 3rd inning. His first at-bat was that backwards K. Nice job, out number 2.
Bratton Bethea, been the best hitter in the game for San Juan. He stands in on the right side. He's 3 for 4. First pitch from Roberts. Swung on, line drive, right at Brace Brindley at second base, and he hauls it in for out number 3. And the South Sevier Rams have survived an extra inning thriller. 9-5 your final as number 1 San Juan has their season come to an end here on day 1 of the 2A state tournament. We'll take a break and come back with your post-game show next here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
The City of Monroe is proud to have its own power company and to support South Sevier athletics. Monroe City Power delivers nice, bright lights for every South Sevier athletic event at home. Having a public power company enables Monroe City to provide community improvements that could not be afforded otherwise, while keeping rates down at the same time. The City of Monroe and Monroe City Electric Department are proud of their South Sevier Rams and wish them well in all endeavors.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things. Like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Call Corey Sorensen in Richfield or Sina Rasmussen in Salina for Sorensen Levitt Insurance.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
We're back here at Miller Field at Brigham Young University as the South Sevier Rams move on with a 9-5, 8-inning win over the number one seeded San Juan Broncos. Nolan, your takeaway from this game?
Just what a game. Love this time of year and what a facility and opportunity to be able for these teams to come here and play on this field and in this atmosphere. But, looked like it was all South Sevier. 5-0, they're rolling. Things are going great. And then you get 3-4 errors. I think it was four errors in that inning, and San Juan ties it up 5-5. Neither team can score in the seventh, and it looks like nobody's going to score in the eighth either for the most part. And then all of a sudden, a walk, a hit by pitch, a walk, and then Peyton Ingram with the big hit of the game, clears the bases. South Sevier puts up a 4 spot, and then, Jax Christiansen, who came in, did his job. He gets the first guy walks. Coach Baker goes right back to Stockton Roberts, and he does what he does all game long and throw strikes, and they get out of it, win this game.
Yeah, it was huge. That's for sure was Stockton Roberts. And I just told you in the break there, Jax Christiansen ends up getting the win on the mound, and Stockton Roberts, who started the game, would get the save.
Yeah, isn't that unreal for those of you that were watching here. Saw it, and hopefully those of you that weren't able to watch it and listen to us were able to kind of get a view of what we're seeing here. But what a game, and looked like where San Juan had stole all the momentum, it's going to be all San Juan. They're going to maybe sneak one out here. South Sevier comes storming back, pulls off the victory.
Yeah, what a game is right as South Sevier gets the win 9-5. So let's give you the final numbers in this one. We'll be quick because we've got another game coming up quickly as well here at BYU. And I've got to hit the road, head down to 3A Super Regional in Manti with Emory Manti. Myself and Corey Sorensen will bring you that one at 4 o'clock this afternoon. But South Sevier scores 9 runs, all of them earned, and they did so on 9 hits. They did leave 9 base runners on, did South Sevier. And defensively, this is where they got in trouble. 4 errors in the game for South Sevier, but they survived the errors. And then for San Juan, 5 runs scored, none of them earned. They do so on 8 hits in the game. They left 8 runners on base, did San Juan, and defensively, no errors for the Broncos.
Yeah, and both these two teams, the coaches talked about it going into the game. They felt like it was going to be, pitching was a strength for them. Their defense was good. I felt like it's going to come down to who hits the ball. And at the end of the day, it was South Sevier coming up with that one big hit they needed to be the difference.
Pitching-wise for South Sevier, again, Stockton Roberts got the start. He'll get the save as he goes 5 innings, giving up no runs on 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, 0 base on balls. Brace Brindley came in for an inning and 2/3, giving up 5 runs, but none of them earned on 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, 0 base on balls. And then Jax Christiansen went an inning and a third. He gets the win on the mound, giving up no runs on no hits, 3 strikeouts to 2 base on balls. But they go 11 Ks to 2 walks in the game, does South Sevier.
That's the difference in my mind. Put the ball in play, good things happen, and they did a really good job of that.
You look at it on the other side of things here. Talon Mendoza got the start. He went 2 innings, giving up 4 runs, all of them earned on 5 hits. He had 2 strikeouts to 3 base on balls. Then Baylor Nilsson came in, and Baylor Nilsson for 5 1/3 was lights out.
Yeah, he really was, and I think that's what happened, honestly, is he got tired. His balls, he just didn't have the control that he had where he walks the guy. In the last 2 innings, he gives up 4 hit by pitches, I believe, and 1 walk, maybe 2 walks, but really before that he dialed it in and was doing really good, but just kind of run out of gas.
Yeah, he did, and that's he only gave up the 2 hits.
Yeah,
and gave up 4 runs in the process. So that's sometimes how it goes. And then Jake Ivins came in for the final 2 outs of the 8th inning, but he gives up 1 earned run in the process, as it was an inside the park grand slam by Peyton Ingram that got the job done for South Sevier.
Yeah, and Peyton Ingram, he's the workhorse for this team. Behind the plate, does all the things that you need to. Just a good, solid baseball player that came up, and nobody that Coach Baker would rather see at the plate than Peyton Ingram at that point.
So that's pretty well going to do it for us here, as we'll let Willie Akers hop in and take my spot here with Nolan Anderson and bring you the next game between Gunnison and Milford. I'm not sure how long they're going to go, but between games, but they try to stay on time. And
I think they'll give these 2 teams, everybody, their first chance on this field. They'll give them infield, so they should give them some infield, so we should be good.
So we might have a little bit of time before this game gets underway between Gunnison and Milford, but we've got all 4 games here at 2A on both the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and Centricom Team Hive today, along with KSL Sports. And we've got Gunnison Milford next, and that one will be followed by Kanab and Grand, and the night game is Enterprise and Beaver. The South Sevier will play the loser of Enterprise Beaver tomorrow at 1:30 is when that game will be played here at BYU. Again, for the 3A Super Regionals getting underway today, myself and Corey Sorensen will bring you Game 1 of Emory at Manti, and that'll be at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'll have Games 2 and, if necessary, Game 3 as well tomorrow afternoon from Manti. But Willie and Nolan will keep you here the next 2 days here at the 2A Baseball State Tournament. Appreciate Jason Pipes back at the studio, Joe Williams here on the controls with Team Hive, and of course we're going to keep it here. We're just going to take a quick break, then Willie will hop on and bring you the next game with Nolan Anderson. But Nolan, any final thoughts?
No, always great to do a game with you, Robert, and congrats to South Sevier for holding on, getting the win there. Wish San Juan the best, and moving forward for their seniors, this is it for them. So it's a tough one.
Yeah, and a great season for San Juan, and yeah, as you said, a tough way to end the year, but had a great season. It just fell short here at the state tournament, and South Sevier with those, same kind of a deal. We've talked about both these teams have guys that have been here every year and have been key players every year the last 3 or 4 years for these teams, and South Sevier's find a way to move on while San Juan's have their season come to an end. So that's going to do it for us. 9-5 your final in 8 innings. The South Sevier Rams get the win over the number 1 San Juan Broncos. We'll take the break. Willie Akers and Nolan Anderson will join you next for Gunnison Valley and Milford here at the 2A Baseball State Tournament on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom, Team Hive, and KSL Sports.
For over 70 years, Cache Valley Bank has been a part of Utah's financial landscape with 23 branches across the state of Utah. Cache Valley Bank isn't just a bank. We're neighbors, partners, and your financial advisors.
Committed to building stronger communities one transaction at a time with secure and reliable solutions, whether it's buying a home, expanding your business, or simply managing your day-to-day finances.
Visit any of our locations in Ephraim, Mount Pleasant, Fairview, or Nephi. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Attention all tech lovers. Tired of slow internet speed and constant buffering? Light Burst Broadband provides lightning-fast internet that will change the way you browse and stream online. With unlimited data and local same-day support, you'll never have to worry about buffering or slow connections again. Upgrade your internet today and enjoy seamless browsing and streaming like never before with Light Burst Broadband by G Telco. 29 South Main in Gunnison. Visit their website or call 528-7236. 528-7236.
Every morning when I walk in the door, I'm still at an awe. The quality of beef that we're harvesting here at Bar W, in my 40 years of experience, I have never seen beef after beef after beef of the extreme quality. Every single one of them that are coming through are top shelf.